It's not going to keep the ball on the ground.
Yeah, it's gone, Joshy boy.
Josh
Oh. I can sing then.
He's stinking a bit.
Oh, mate, I'm so steaming.
You can't see me.
Bad weekend.
How was a brilliant weekend.
good
I could
weekend.
get done a day. No.
Does he actually stink of booze?
Oh, mate, stinks it.
Bad.
Aye, congratulations.
Thanks, mate.
Aye.
Thanks.
Unbelievable, mate.
We'll get
So
on to
happy,
that,
mate.
Andy, though. We will get on to that.
All right, you decided when I'm fucking getting on it now.
No.
I'm getting on it now.
The reason I'm saying it is we've got a guest here. You never do that with a guest. Josh Windass.
Aye.
Fucking go on, Josh.
What a boy, Josh Windass.
Cheers,
What
boys.
you watch every week?
The podcast, yeah, I do, yeah. In my drive to training.
Cool,
How many
so
times you been on the podcast?
Twice?
The second
It's
time
my
or
second
third?
time? No, second time.
No, third time. Interview,
No,
Zoom,
yeah,
and
but-
then this.
twice properly.
Twice properly, Who's your favourite guest been that you've listened to? Who did you like?
To be fair, Thingy was funny last week, weren't he, Owen Coyle?
He was
Oh, it
brilliant.
was brilliant.
That was funny.
Yeah,
I
that's
love Charlie, obviously I played with Charlie. It's funny most weeks, and obviously
Your boy.
Andy.
We used proper tight to Rangers used to, eh?
Never invited him to your wedding, too.
That's
No,
strange,
no.
that.
Mate, I only
Or
found out about
Charlie.
it last week. Was you who told me about it?
Or Charlie.
That's surprising.
Wes Folleringham was his fucking best man.
No, he was in my groomsman.
Groomsman,
Groomsman, yeah, he went my best man.
And so Charlie and Andy know.
Just didn't think to invite any of the boys I've played with.
And you met your missus while you were at Rangers?
Yeah, years ago, yeah.
How did
And we weren't together for like 3 years after. We don't need to talk about that, do we? Let's
No, so wait, but you met her in America?
In America?
She's American, isn't she?
Yeah.
She's a darling.
Brilliant couple.
So you were away with Rangers when you met her?
No,
He's never met her.
no, I was speaking to you yesterday about it. When me and you had a wee walk and chat about it. It was brilliant to see.
He texted me saying this is so good.
No, I never.
Mate, we was walking yesterday down Great Western Road. He knew every bird.
Oh, no.
On the way.
No, mate.
Every bird.
The
Don't-
walk we had in Botanics last week.
Don't even
How
start.
mad, mate.
Andy,
Never seen anything
I'm
like
telling
it
you
in
right
my
now,
life.
do
swear.
not start.
Mate,
with
he
that.
staged that. There's no way that's happened.
No.
Every 15 yards, a bird went, Slaney.
Who was it?
Well, all I'm going to say is, right,
bit of
I won't
fluff.
say too much, right? All I'm going to say is, us three had a walk through Botanics last week, and a bird asked him for his number. I mean, you just looked at each other like that.
Couldn't believe it.
You still like wee boys, wouldn't you, beside us? Fucking
And what
hell.
happened to that?
Nothing. I left, I didn't text her.
Somebody messaged me yesterday saying I've just met the boys, and I went, what boys? And they wrote, Big Handsome Charlie and the other two.
Oh, that must have been the, yeah.
Well, us four, and the boys, Frank and Jude, we went for a wee lunch. You were playing, Andy. We were going to ask you, mate, but you were playing. Went for nice. And Eusebius, mate, it was lovely, wasn't
Pet peeve. Championship football players getting 20 grand a week, and the two podcasters need to get the fucking bill at the
Couldn't
end.
believe it. My kid nearly declined.
Fucking in our overdraft, mate, and they two are just sitting there, mate, like, we'll get this, lads. And they're like,
Charlie
right,
didn't even attempt to get the pawn in the
Neither
pocket.
did he?
No, the two of them
fucking
didn't.
20 grand a week.
That's a stitch up we used to.
I said split the bill and you wouldn't listen.
Split the bill, man.
What the balls
Andy,
even
come
worse?
on.
No, he had his card up ready to pay, otherwise I would have paid the bill.
He's getting all sorts of bills now, isn't he? He got my one, it was my turn the
So he
other
did.
day.
He went and paid it, Came in a wee bit of cash for you, man. It's that skydiving money, mate.
Fucking don't start your shite. I'm going in this week for the check to hold the check up.
Has that been donated yet?
It's in. It's already been sent away now. We're just now finalising me to start up with the check.
Fiver's
And I'm
not
doing it
alive
for
at
a,
all.
Five isn't alive.
I'm not doing it for attention or anything like that. I'm doing it for a good cause.
Have you obviously watched it? What annoys you in life? Pet peeves.
Football or just life. Like
Well, we'll give a football one and a life one.
the football one's the worst one is the Instagram when people put on their Instagram of them training off season. Then you go pre-season, they're lasting every run. Drives me
Brilliant.
insane.
You say about the gym,
seen
get
that.
yourself down a pitch and get running.
I hate the gym. I think it's biggest nonsense in football.
Damn it.
Yeah. I honestly think that's what got me injured for a few years, starting the gym.
Really, huh?
Yeah, so I stopped doing it.
You didn't need gym at all?
Touch wood, never. I don't believe in it. Another one though, the getting the fans going, that one.
Oh, man.
When you get corners in that.
It's always,
like that.
it's always the players that are rubbish that do that, man.
It's-
Never
it's
see a good player.
it's
Never see the best player doing that there.
Do you know who's the worst for it though? Odegaard. Just constantly.
he's a good player.
Constantly, no, he's
Yeah,
good, but he constantly just gets the fans going, mate, calm down. We know you're the captain.
Football's scripted, that.
Thanks.
Football's scripted, mate. You just knew he was scoring
That
yesterday.
big keeper, man. He was at the
Marcus
window.
Fraser
wasn't
done
he?
everything he could for him to score, didn't he?
Him and choking for Forrest to score.
The goalie.
The goalie, mate.
He's choking from his score.
Just save the shot.
Nathan Jones, mate. What the fuck was that? Did you watch it?
No, he was talking about it though.
Mate, I've got to the League One player final. It's not a big thing.
You've not still
calm
fucking
down.
banging on about it for fucking 10 years.
Mate, he's doing that because he's not even he's not the
Mate.
player. You've only won the semi-final. Calm down.
We came back from 4-0 down and never done that in the League One playoffs.
Oh, did you?
But I was saying to you yesterday, did you see Bristol City on the last game of the season? Do you see when they got into 6th? They had a pitch invasion, mate. They got sixth and got into the playoffs and had a pitch inversion. They
But
lost
seen the
6-0
flip side?
on aggregate 4 days later.
The flip side that annoyed me with Wilder, when the players were clapping the fans, Wilder was like,
but
half time and that, like, fuck up, mate.
But do you know when you
Clap the fans for
when you get
Peeves.
into the playoffs, you can't have a pitch inversion for getting into the playoffs.
No, I
Get
agree.
beat 6-0 on aggregate a week later. I'm
Is that what they
afraid.
got beat 6-0 in aggregate? But Nathan Jones, that was madness, nah? You see him?
I've not seen it. He was telling me about it, but I've not seen it.
So there's a minute left to play. Obviously, and he's on his knees in the touchline.
Like playing for full time.
Yeah.
No, I was like, thanks, that I've done it. No praying for full time, just buzzing that he's
Basically, it's a goal kick, and he knows the ref's going to blow the whistle when he kicks the ball. Do you know what I mean?
doing on his knees, mate.
I don't mind that. You need people at football, mate.
Do you like
When
that?
else we'd have nothing to talk about. You know what I mean?
He's obviously a passionate guy, isn't he? But
The bit for showing it.
if they lose the final now, it's going to look a bit silly, innit?
Anything else outside the football now, yes?
Nothing's really bothering me, and I'm happy with the sunshine. What's that funny about that? I'm
But your
loving it.
life's never be better, mate.
I see him far too much now, mate.
Brilliant, mate. It's the best time of my life in the last few weeks. Really enjoying it. Hope it stays the same.
Do you want a couple of the viewers?
Aye, go on, geese him.
Right, I've picked a couple. Good again. Good week. People are on it.
Excuse my French, Andy. That was a belter for
That was a good one.
This is good. Excuse my French when people swears a belter in it. This is for William Goldie.
Bad, damn it.
Pet peeve, mate. People who say, oh, if Scotland was this hot all the time, I wouldn't go abroad. Shut the fuck up, Cam.
Aye, agreed.
You'd still go abroad, didn't
You
you?
would, aye.
But how good. And then somebody sent me this in Dundee. Have you seen that?
Oh, mate, the best.
See it?
The best.
What does it
Do you know
say?
we're talking about birthday messages? Somebody's put up a...
I'm sorry, is that say I'm sorry?
Deborah, I'm sorry, your donut, he called himself.
What's happened? But
He's obviously been caught fucking about.
Oh, for
He's
fuck.
put a big king up on
say,
Deborah,
on a
my
bridge
queen.
saying, Deborah, I'm my queen, I'm sorry, your donut.
That's why I love Scotland.
Amazing that, innit? Thomas Hamilton, pet peeve because it happened to me tonight, getting in the shower and then 10 seconds later you need one of the shites you can't hold in. So you have to pure dry yourself, do a shite and get back in the shower, just doesn't feel right.
And the worst when you don't have a towel. That's the
You're
worst.
sitting wet, your
No,
arse
get a
cheeks
shower.
are wet on the pad.
You got to shout someone for a towel because you're not tucking in the shower. How annoying
That's
is that?
never really happened to me before. I could always hold a shite until the end of my shower, because you know.
Aye.
But then I would feel I need to go back in the
Yeah,
shower
yeah,
again
why would you
after
have a
that.
shower? Shower.
I'm not a wee guy for a piss though. I can't have a piss.
So you just piss in the shower?
Mate, I'm awake, like, but I'm saying, like, see, like, during the night if I'm sleeping, I'm awake twice during the night for a piss.
Are you?
Aye. But I could hold in a shite, no bother. But I can't hold in a piss.
A piss is annoying,
I
innit?
done a piss during the night, do you?
Aye, I'm up 3 or 4
for
times.
fun, mate.
Aye, yes.
4 or 5, 3 or 4 times I'm
I
up.
need to it's fucking roasting in here.
Mate,
I don't know if
that's
it's the smell of alcohol, it's fucking make me sweat.
Would you do a piss right now?
Piss yourself.
Yeah, I had a piss next time last week, holy fuck.
He's kept that quiet, innit?
I know, mate.
Do you like that wee guy?
No bad, isn't it? Jack Carrigan, pet peeve aside, not sure if this is nationwide or just the post office I use. I agree with this, by the way. Took parcels back to the local post office and the guy behind the counter stared moaning about the amount of parcels being returned. It's a fucking post office. If you don't like doing parcels, don't work in a fucking post office. Guy also gets paid per parcel, so what the fuck's he moaning about?
Oh, I totally agree with you. Aye.
Post offices are like that.
I don't go to the post office, mate.
Why?
What for?
Do you not send anything?
Nah.
I was done then.
Vinted, you're big on selling your clothes on Vinted now. What was the outfit, mate? You got the Emily on door trousers on the day.
I can't
So you
remember.
could pay for trousers but you can't get lunch.
We'll get to something after this, but we'll go for lunch after this.
I can't, unfortunately.
How is Jelly getting on, mate?
Good, mate, aye, good.
Were you nervous when you were at Ross County? Because
The Elvis, no.
How long she got left?
Very soon, that's all I'll say.
That's amazing, mate.
Need it to happen, mate, innit?
Aye.
Need it to happen.
Need the phone to ring.
Imagine it happened today.
I could do a lap on her next week with the Wayne for the last podcast.
Did you bring the Wayne on?
Aye.
Did you?
Right, I would.
You wouldn't.
Play two touch with her.
That's amazing.
Bring that silly wee fucking on, man. This is amazing, mate. How's this never been mentioned, mate? Who the fuck made up Doug years?
Aye, aye.
The what?
Doug years.
But like, is it,
It's
am
a
I
thing- it's
saying
a
if
thing
like
though,
a
innit?
dog's won the 5 or
The
something?
seven.
Where's that came from, mate?
7 years, apparently.
Who the fuck's came up with that, mate?
To be fair, I do use dog years with my dogs.
But so
Mate,
if somebody
fucking
asked
grow
what
up.
was your dog, you'd say like 49.
21.
No, but if...
He's
my
21st
miss-
today. We're out for his 21st.
I don't know who made it up, so it's obviously nonsense, but I do use it.
That's a fucking cracker.
That's a
man.
cracker, mate.
But what is the difference with dog ears and human ears?
Told you
7
7.
apparently.
Are
One
you
every
listening to
7.
us? Are you listening?
I thought you said ears. Dog ears.
7? That's fucking weird, isn't it?
So you say my dog, what age do you call, what age your dog?
No, my dog's 6, but then if someone says, oh, what's human years, I would times it by 7.
So what's some
I don't know,
times
because
6
I don't know, if you've got a problem with
42.
it, let's go outside.
Nice.
Have you got a problem? Let's go outside. She just talked about he ran on his wedding day.
Rang?
He went for a run on his wedding day.
Ah, right, he's a mad fitness freak, isn't he? He's like you, mate.
In the
We
morning.
were meant to go for a run today, but I cancelled, mate. I'm sorry.
I went on my own.
How long did
You're
you
one of the fittest boys I've ever played with. Easy.
I think, mate,
A lot of
easy.
football players watch us and East Kilbride players tell them how, you said yesterday to my two sons as well, you think fitness is the most important thing in football.
I do, yeah, but it's obviously everyone has a different view on football.
No, didn't change your opinion, just go on you.
We played. We've got a young lad at football called Joey. I think he's been released. He's pish anyway. But I was speaking to him. I was speaking to him in the canteen at football, and one of our coaches said to me, "I'll have a word with Joey. He never runs more than 9k in a game ever." So I was speaking to him, and I was like, "How much do you run in a game?" And he was like, 9k. He went, "Messi don't run." It's what he said to me. A kid, 17.
Wow.
I didn't say anything to him. I was just thinking, you're the worst player ever, and you're talking about Messi. Like, run around.
that was Messi's advice, though.
Don't
to
run.
younger players, don't run. Genuinely was.
That's terrible.
So where do you
advice, though.
stand now with that?
Terrible advice.
Yeah,
Best
it's
ever
shocking
player?
advice.
Terrible advice.
And by the way, I bet he runs as well.
Do you think?
Yeah.
Could you tell the story about your manager when he first came to Sheffield Wednesday?
Oh, when we played Millwall, I told you yesterday. You know, he just pulled me in, and my running data was, because my running data is always high in it. You've played with me, and it was low. I didn't even know, and he pulled Baz in and said,
This was like his first couple of weeks?
"Yeah, I need to speak to Josh about his running. And can he handle it and that?" And Baz was like, "Yeah, sound. He's not asked. He don't care." And he pulled me in, and he was like, "This running data is an absolute joke. You will never play for me if it carries on being this low and you don't run at the intensity that you've been running at before."
What was it?
Just like hardly any sprint distance in the game.
The manager's big on that, high intensity.
And did you speak to you individually about it?
But because
Nah,
mine's usually
it is
high,
big on it.
he obviously seen it on the thing, and apparently he asked the fitness coach if I wore my GPS or not. Didn't think I'd worn it.
Because the date was so low?
Yeah.
Is he top manager? Huh?
But that's the only time it's ever been low. I don't even know why it was low. I must have
Is
just
he a top
been...
manager? Huh?
You're
We'll
injured?
come on a bit.
Yeah, he's good, yeah. He's good.
Probably he's linked with Rangers, wasn't he? 5 million quid you need to get him with.
Ben's only paying £5 million for a manager.
Just quickly, Mark, class one. Got a pet peeve, mate. Adults over the age of 20 that have mohawks.
Nada. Don't mind it.
I don't mind it.
Beckham
I
had it
basically
after
had one,
20.
nearly.
Beckham had it.
Everyone's got that sort of look now, into the burst fade type thing.
Mullet's
Mullet,
coming back.
mullets are coming
Yeah,
back. What have you
with
got? Lift
Me?
that.
It's a normal haircut, mate.
No bad. Sorry, this is the last one. Jordan Chisholm. Guys on holiday wearing their training gear at the gym. Was he wearing Easter holidays with some Taja wearing a junior team's training gear at the gym?
What does he want him to wear to the gym?
Shorts
good,
and t-shirt.
mate, good.
Normal. Normal shorts and t-shirt.
Well, if you don't have one, just put your training gear in. I sometimes wear my training gear if I'm going to the gym.
Do you?
If I've got no else.
You for or against it? I still wear my Pompey jacket. Just
Do you?
a
I
lot of
don't.
people on Pompey, big club in it.
I wouldn't really say I'm against it, but I wouldn't do it.
Honestly, Pompey big club. He needs to get that in. Fucking Pompey.
Would never wear a Dundee top, but Pompey's. You'd wear that now.
Fratton Park's
Big
class.
news for Dundee, by the way.
I know
I
what
know
about
before
that.
the podcast has started, gives us something else to talk about.
I couldn't
Right,
believe
go. Let's
it.
talk about that then. Can you believe he's been sacked?
I can't believe that, mate, to be
I
honest.
can't
What a
believe
job he's done there. But
Who's this?
Tony
Tony
Docherty.
Docherty.
Oh, okay, so
I can't, mate, genuinely can't believe that. I mean, his first season is incredible what he done. This season, obviously, not being as good, but still to keep him in the league, surely he's done more than enough to go again and maybe build again another team or whatever. But I think that's a shocking decision.
He'll go to Hearts with Elwood now, isn't he?
Would you know what to be a manager?
think
do you
so?
Do you think he'll go for a manager's job?
Somebody told me, listen, I don't know if it's to believe or no, what about Kelly job?
Oh, wow.
Is that an undeserved sacking then? I've not even been...
Oh,
keeping
undeserved,
tabs
mate.
on
I
him.
can't believe he's been
I
sacked.
think so, aye.
Madness for me.
It's like you've got the 5, 6, well, six if you include Dundee United's wage budget, but you've got like 5 guaranteed with the wage structure that they've got. They literally have to be in the top 6. So it's like everybody else is fighting to stay in the league, basically. So the fact that you stay in the league, I just find it mad that you can get the sack off it, but especially when they go top 6 last year.
How did he play?
And mate, they play good stuff. I like
No, they
Dundee.
do.
I
They're
like watching
attacking
Dundee.
football.
They're attacking football.
I think
mate,
they've scored like something. They've scored a mad amount of goals.
Conceded
Third most of the league,
300
fourth most of the league,
players.
aye. They've conceded for
I can't believe
That
that's
was like us
shocking.
this
that.
year.
Then they lose McKeown the day before the summer transfer.
Exactly,
So
but
you
Beck-
lose your best
Beck,
player
who
when
was
you
his
can't
Beck as well, mate?
replace him.
McKeown.
Oh,
He had
yeah.
McKeown, he had Beck, who was the left back, who was his probably second best player. He loses both of them.
McCowan's the one I messaged you about when I seen him on TV. That, yeah.
Mate, you know every he knows every player, doesn't he?
You're a big
Also,
fan of
football.
Scottish football, mate, aye?
Yeah, no, that was the first time I seen him, and I texted him asking who he was, and then he went to Celtic about 2 months later. You said he was good, didn't you?
Last one for Ricky Spence, because this is good. Cheers, mate. You might think this is shite, but it boils my blood when folk use things like feck, bar steward, and see you next Tuesday instead of just fucking swearing.
Ah, that's pathetic. Really pathetic.
People that didn't
Grow up.
swear are one for the what. Jerry McCabe was your assistant manager, a great guy, but he never swore. I just think an assistant manager that doesn't. Do you know what I mean?
Aye.
Bobby Jenks at
See if
Mother
you're,
fucking
see
hell.
if you're going mad and you're not swearing, mate, you're just no.
You're no mad.
It's no as if you're no mad.
Control yourself. Oh, fudge.
You do that.
Bad.
I don't do that. I swear non-stop.
I'm trying to stop swearing.
He's trying to stop swearing.
Why?
For his kid, innit?
I've had a daughter and I don't.
Fuck your daughter, mate, swear.
I just can't be at home. I swear loads. Just got to try to clean up my language. You know what I mean?
No.
Shoebank.
How's your dad, mate? Just got good.
He's not good, but he's all right. He's obviously got dementia, and so he's asked me for tickets 3 times a week for a game now. But it's apart from that, he's down.
Does he do that?
Yeah, he's had a couple of times where he's rang me and I said, "You literally rang me and asked me that yesterday." But
He's a hero for me.
He's getting a bit worse at the minute, but
What a guy.
I was saying to him yesterday, I don't get on with him that much, but he's still my dad at the end of the day, and he's obviously struggling at the minute. So
Does he pull you up after games?
I don't really speak to him, mate, that much, honestly.
Right.
I've spoken to him more since he got diagnosed, but I found out that he had dementia by my teammate.
What, he never told you?
Mate, I'm sat in a coffee shop and Max Lowe goes, "I'm really sorry to hear about your old man, mate." And I went, "What are you on about?" I'm just having a coffee after training with the lads, and he was like, "Oh, it's all over the news that he's got dementia." I went, so I rang my old man. I went, "Have you got dementia?" He went, yeah. I went, "All right, sound." Put phone down.
He's a hero, mate.
What
What a funny guy.
What a
What
guy.
a
Didn't
funny
have a
guy.
clue.
Right, here we go, Andy. He's done it, Saturday.
Clubhouse
Promoted, mate.
Clubhouse.
EK promoted.
EK sorry, Clubhouse, but just for 1 week only.
Oh,
EK's got to
mate,
come for.
so relieved, mate. See, with 2 minutes ago, best feeling I've had in football, just knowing that it was done. Boys are heroes, mate. I love them a bit. We were out all day yesterday with them. Do you know just a good set of boys, mate? Forget football, like delighted for them as people, mate.
Yeah, but you wouldn't think they were a good set of boys if you didn't win games.
Nah, I
would
would, mate. Honestly, like I said this, I didn't really.
So you'll be keeping that full group for next year then?
No, they're all
Good
getting
boys.
nice. They're all getting nice tomorrow, but great boys. They'll be great boys for somebody else next year. But just amazing. I'm so happy, mate.
Aye.
Even the owners and that, like we went back to their pub, free bar for everyone was up on the table. So people greeting, mate. That's what I always say. Like, you didn't realise the effect football has on other people, mate. See, when you give people that feeling, it's an amazing.
Many years is that side they've been trying?
12 years they've been trying to get on, mate. Mate, like grown men greeting, mate.
That's the best part.
Isn't it?
That is
100%,
the
mate.
best part.
And they were so thankful to us, mate. It's just.
Was that a pure nervy game as well?
Nah, not really, mate. Nah, that's what I see. Like, see, last year I'd been really nervous, mate. But I've got such belief in these boys,
Aye.
and they strolled it. Eh?
I think they had the
You don't
bar
realise,
once, and that
But
was
we
it.
had. I think we should have had a red card.
Red card with Cammy.
Cammy, and then.
Well, you should have got
Jow
somebody
shot
sent
us.
off.
We got a goal chopped off, mate. It's onside. Watched it back. It's onside there.
Aye.
And then they hit the bar with 15 minutes. If that goes in, mate, the last 15
wow.
minutes.
Andy, have you ever played there?
No.
Mate, that's one of the worst
Was that not?
pictures I've ever seen.
Remember one of my first ever games? Was that not East Kilbride? What team was that? When you scored a penalty, I scored as well on the Astro.
He's still on.
East Stirling. That was it. Sorry.
Aye,
Thought that was
Stirling.
East
Would not take you next year, mate. Would not again for us, mate. Would not get
I
again.
thought that was
But, mate,
East
we
Kilbride.
booted it. We booted it the full game.
Did you?
Which I hate. Mate, how bad was the game?
No, but I actually feel sorry for them as well, because for the whole season, as in how their players try to play on that.
Aye.
It's so
But do you
dry and it's a
know
big
how
slope.
we talk about how like managers are like, I've set up to do something, then it's like surely the manager when you're a bit like, I thought they were going to play it.
I think they did, mate. I think they thought we were going to play. I think they had the press all sorted, mate. And we just fucking leathered it constantly, mate. We literally didn't pass the ball once, did we?
But if you genuinely couldn't though, mate,
No, but
with
do you
that
know-
pitch, couldn't you know?
See, the thing is, Josh, right, this is me and Slaney's favourite time of the year, right? Because see, when we find out the players that he's approached over the summer, how funny is
Fletch
it?
again. Ask Fletch again. He's like,
Fletch-
mate, shut up.
I
Met him in
can't
Lupton
do it.
Scoop. I was like, what are you
Gary
doing?
Mackay Stephen.
Didn't even ask us.
I can't do it.
Mate, guys, I was at, we met guys and you say he's Mackay Stevens. I was like, what you did? Never even got the words out. He went, I'm not going part time, mate. I'm not coming.
Mate, you didn't even finish your
Never
sentence.
even finished this. He went, no, mate. No.
That's fucking amazing.
Pipeline then, mate, who are you looking at?
Big names.
Big names.
Mate, we're meeting boys the day, mate. Mate, phoned Cuttle yesterday, meeting him the
what's that
day.
contract?
Tuesday, when they take him. Monday, Tuesday,
When they take him?
meeting boys Monday, Tuesday. And when they take Tom once now.
Big tail?
Doesn't run, mate. Taylor. Take Taylor.
Have you approached him?
Craig Taylor. Should I fling him a text and see what happens? Oh, I do it now. What are you doing next year?
Aye, it's for a laugh, mate.
We'll do it on the live this week.
Aye.
I'll text on the live this week. But no, what a good 2 days, mate.
Aye.
How good's that when you do something in football to the 2 days after? It's amazing, isn't it?
I think after success, I think planning's exciting. Do you know what I mean? So you're
next
on the
year.
planning for League Two. Obviously, look for an even better standard of players. And surely your ambition next year.
Mate, that's the thing. That's what's amazing about the owner. So me and Mick went to the pub first. We went to Paul's pub Saturday and he went, we're going to try and win this next year. Like 100%, let's go.
Aye.
So he's You want to get to the Championship in 5 years, mate, so that's the plan. Give it a right good go. Right, the Clubhouse, also great to work for.
Amazing. What a place to... And even last week with Owen Coyle, though, I think it made it even better.
He's still sitting there, mate.
He's still there now, and even he's been with
telling the waiter stories about being a waiter.
Mate, Owen Coyle was in the Clubhouse a couple of weeks ago with all his family, said it was amazing.
Mate, he had one chip every 10 minutes, mate, so he was talking for fucking 9 minutes, 50 seconds. But I tell you what, I'm not just saying this, he was my favourite guest of the year, genuinely. I thought he was fucking brilliant, man.
Undiagnosed ADHD for it.
I didn't say a word last week. I don't know about the catch.
He's like, I think I said it was 6 months.
No, but at least you felt like that. I just looked at the back of his head for 3 years. He didn't turn around to me once.
As always, Open Goal viewers can get 20% off your food bill when you quote Open Goal.
Well, get yourself there Wednesday night for the big one. Ange against Mirren, Spurs Man United. Who do you think's going to do it?
I think 0-0. No team wants to win.
Mate, how bad?
No team wants the ball high.
I've never seen two teams like this.
Both of them just share a trophy, innit? 2 captains lift the trophy at the end.
But make sure you go to the Clubhouse to watch it. Best place to watch it. Tap at Princess Square.
I think Ange gets the sack regardless of the result. And I think Amorim's... How you said he's a lord in the live, I will never know.
Yeah, I hate him.
Honestly. 9 points he's got in 5 months, user said he's a lord.
I think he needs to go through this to get to where he wants to be, mate.
9 points since December.
I think he'll come good. I could be wrong.
I think Leeds regardless, if they win it.
I think so,
I think he ends up at Leeds, Ange.
I think it would...
Not bad shit.
No harsh, but they've had a tough run at tournament.
But he has rested a lot of players. Like he does play the crap team in the league too.
I watched them against Villa on Friday. They're actually very good for
they're always good, aren't they?
Long
Even when they lose,
they're always 2-0.
I still love him. I think if they gave him another year, I think he would do well.
I'd like to see him get another year.
So damn it, love it.
I don't know if he would stay.
I think he'd stay.
But he would be the most successful manager ever if they won the Europa League.
Amazing, isn't it?
So it's...
And then just fuck off. And then the showpiece event of the season taking place at Hampden, Celtic and Aberdeen. If you're not going to the game, get yourself at the Clubhouse 3 PM kick-off.
That could be a doing, by the way. No. I'm not going.
You watching the Clubhouse? With the win?
The win, aye. Me and the win.
High cheer for the win. That's what your life is now, mate. High cheer for the win.
But that could be a doing, by the way. Telling you, that could be a doing.
4.
They're gone, mate.
4, minimum 4.
Giant, yeah.
I think so, aye. I genuinely do. I think it's 4.
But surely they can't. I've watched their last 2. They can't go and set up the same way after getting beat. What was it? 5-1 or 6-1.
What did he change himself?
What's he going to do differently, mate? Press him high.
No, but it doesn't matter what he does differently. He's got to do something differently. You can't just go into the last 2 games and do the exact same thing. It's
how many squadrons have they had off Celtic this year? 3?
5 and 6.
That's what I mean. So it doesn't matter what they do differently. They've got to do something different though to at least try.
See, if you're a player, you're shitting yourself, huh?
No, but you just think if he comes up with the same game plan as we've had, you're like...
I do think I don't think you can be shitting yourself because I do think Aberdeen, they have nothing to lose. Like, nobody fancies.
No, but you know what football's like. If they say you've got a similar match plan to the one that you had last game where you got beat 6, in the back of your head you're thinking, why are we doing the same thing?
I mean, that's
the
thing.
I always had the fear that I was going to get absolutely dicked on telly.
That could
That's
happen.
a bit of something to lose.
I missed Hatate though.
Eh?
Hatate's a big miss.
A fucking huge miss, mate. The best midfielder.
Just quickly, book yourself a table in the link in the description box below for the Clubhouse for the game on Saturday. Are you going?
I'll be there. At the Clubhouse.
At the
Clubhouse.
James,
you got the Clubhouse?
No?
No, I'm not using James anywhere like that.
Where'd you buy one then? You're a big Rangers fan.
And thanks for coming to the game, mate. I appreciate it.
No, no worries.
2 legs you were there. Faddy was there as well.
Did Faddy go as well?
Texted Saturday night. No, he went to the home leg, but...
He went to home leg, aye.
He
was doing it at Everton, wasn't he? He was doing it.
What about that? He's getting interviewed on YouTube channels for
no, Andy, I'm no.
Can you not give me a wee bit of limelight to myself on that?
Mate, I'm telling you. Do you know my thing is though? I hate people that do that, right, Andy? I know you two claim that I'm
the... Can't create a wild thing, I know.
Go on and listen to me. I hate people that do that, tag along, and at the moment people keep on saying you're an arse licker. To you, I'm no licking your arse, right? I came to the game.
I like your arse. I love you. I like your arse.
What?
Let's go get you 20 grand for that.
What I'm saying is I came to support you, and I actually kept myself in the outside. They've grabbed me in, mate, so I took a few words, but I didn't go in the celebration.
How did you end up on the pitch after the game?
Came out to see you, remember? You told me to come on. But I wasn't on the pitch.
When
it was right at the end, Andy, everybody was away. Went on the pitch. So no, this tag
I'm getting. How did you get at a game?
We're up to about... We got a selection this week, 600 people.
It's going to be appealing, no?
Had more people in the house, didn't you?
I was just asking, I didn't know that.
What does Wednesday get?
24?
Played at Wednesday, what a place.
Aye, have I.
We got relegated to Sheffield Wednesday, mate.
One of the best atmospheres I've ever played in was Hillsborough. Played Middlesbrough, Sheffield Wednesday, last game of the season. They had to win to stay up. They scored 2 within 10 minutes.
Especially in the big games.
The boy, what was the big striker they had?
Neil Mellor.
Hero there? No.
No.
Atty knew you?
No. Howard?
Oh, yeah,
Steve Howard.
That was a long time ago. Yeah.
How's life at Sheffield Wednesday, mate? Good?
Yeah, it's good. I've been there 5 years now. So,
Is it 5 years?
yeah, obviously, been a long time, but no, I've enjoyed it. I was buzzing last game of the season. I was the top scorer in this last century for the club, so that's what the record that I wanted to get. So
You're what? The top?
scorer in the last century for the club,
Incredible.
How many?
54,
Good God, that.
Where are you playing, mate? What position?
8, 10. Yeah.
And your top scorer for midfield? That's brilliant, isn't it? As the manager
It
taught
was-
me,
To be fair, the lads were trying to help me get it as well in the last game because I needed one goal to get it, and I went like 3 games without a goal and I thought I wasn't going to get it. So scored from a yard out at Watford, so I was buzzing.
mate, loves football, innit? Look, he's actually rolling the ball up and doing with his feet.
Unreal, mate.
Take a day off, mate.
I was
comfortable.
asking you yesterday about the rivalry with Sheffield United. Is that close to the Old Firm?
It's obviously never going to be the Old Firm, but it's not like the others in England where they're like friends. They hate each other as much as they do up here as well. Yeah, like Chris Wilder was singing songs about our manager in a pub after the game.
Love that.
The fans, one of their fans a couple of years ago broke into Hillsborough and did a shite on the pitch.
Magic carpet.
Swear.
What was it? A Sheffield United fan broke into...
Hillsborough and did a shite on the centre circle.
That's unbelievable for him. He's going to be a cult hero, him.
And did you just come in? Were you in?
No, it was like on CCTV and then it went all over Twitter and all that.
That's unreal, innit?
But yeah, no, both sides like don't get on. Like, it's like in England, if you
You said your manager constantly sniffs the penalty spot.
it was a centre circle, so like, you know, like if you see, you know, when you're up here and you see like Celtic players in coffee shops and that, you don't really chat to them, do you? When you're at Rangers, it's same up there. You don't speak to any of their players or anything.
How was the derbies this year?
They were good, yeah. We lost both of them 1-0.
1-0.
The atmospheres were great, yeah, top class, especially at Hillsborough.
Is he the best manager you've had, mate?
Tactically in that, yeah, by a mile.
Just can you give me insight into him? Like, how does he take everything in terms of training and...
No, he takes it all the out of possession, and then our assistant Henrik does majority of in possession. But the detail is like nothing I've ever seen before. Yeah, to be honest.
He analyses. So I love this. He was telling us yesterday, mate. You heard this before? He'll do pre-match analysis.
He'll do the match plan. So before the game, like off the ball pressing, mid-third pressing, building up from a goal kick, building up from the mid-third, and like the positions you should be in, and then the Monday after we played the game, he'll get the exact same images up and make sure that we all followed the match plan. If you didn't, he'd ask you why you haven't, when you've seen that that's where you're supposed to be.
I love that, mate. So on the Monday he'll show what you asked him the day
on the
Friday,
Monday,
and then he'll say why I've showed you this, why not
On
doing
the
it.
Monday, it'll be the PowerPoint of the match plan, and then this is what I asked you, and then the visual of the game. And if you've not done it, it'll be like, I've asked you to stand there while you stood here.
That's CK doing that next year, isn't it?
Our boys hate we're analysis.
But then there's no
50 minutes.
there's like, you can't say, I thought I should have been stood here.
Because he told you.
Because he's like, well, it says here that you should have been stood here.
So is he very much like positional play in terms of on the ball, where you need to be in a certain position?
Yeah, but I've got a lot of freedom to play, but
Maybe final third freedom.
Why is your nose constant in the centre circle?
I've got a lot. Yeah, I've got a lot of freedom, but like within structure, it's quite. You have to like be there like every day to kind of like understand. Do you know what I mean? Because it's quite.
What age is this guy?
35.
What's his background?
Assistant manager to Hansi Flick.
Wow. How did he get that job?
He was assistant manager to Hassan Hootel at Southampton. That's how he knows Stewie Armstrong. That's how he signed Stu. And then he went to Bayern Munich with Hansi Flick, and then Germany with Hansi Flick.
I never knew that, did you?
Well,
No.
Everybody's saying that Ancelotti can't get the job for Rangers because he's been an
that's
assistant
true.
manager at these teams, so it shows you that.
He's good.
Is he amazing, mate? Huh?
It sounds stupid, but like, you know, because we like love football.
Yeah.
Like sometimes the meetings and that go on for long, and like you can see some lads maybe switching off. But I just like.
Oh, I love that, mate.
You're just learning all the time.
It's like, obviously I don't really know, but is 12 a success for you in terms of budget? And
Terrible.
No, after.
I wouldn't have come on here if I'd finished 12th in the championship, mate. Genuinely, wouldn't I?
After the season we had last year, we stayed up by a point
aye.
because we started the first 13 games and got 1 point last year.
And that was under him, wasn't it?
No, he came in after that, and good knowledge. And then he came in, and then we stayed up. And then this year, with 10 games to go, we should have got in the playoffs. We lost 3 games at home to the bottom 3, and it ruined our season.
And was he raging?
Oh, he was fuming, mate.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, it's that. Yeah,
And he then done a shite with the fits.
yeah.
So let's stay free.
Yeah, and then obviously our season tailed off.
And are you staying next year? You got another year?
Got another year.
Because, mate, you're linked with Santos and
Santos.
Valencia, mate.
Mate, Santos was about to happen, wasn't it?
I can't wait to go into that.
I've got another year, yeah, but we'll see.
He always
You
keep
have-
it quiet, isn't he?
Can we get on to Santos now?
Of course you can, mate. Go.
Right, come on. Because you used to fucking dick nut that guy, Pedro.
mate,
You used to what?
That's a lie as well.
No,
You used to dick nut.
Spoke to him all the time.
Mate, when he first got the Ranger job, he put me on the transfer list and told me I should leave
When?
straight away. I said,
What? Like his first day?
the day he got the Ranger job, he pulled me into the office and said, "You're on the transfer list. Go find a club." That
Why?
was the first day.
What did you say back?
I said, "I'm the best player you've got. I'm not going
Did you say that?
on my daughter's life.
And what did he say back?
Grow up.
Grow up.
Yeah, get out my grow up. Get out my office. Promise you on my daughter's life."
But you've always kept in touch with him, even when you
So,
left.
but then remember when we played Watford at the training ground?
I would have been way gone, mate. I was second straight after you that meeting.
So Niko Kranjčar got injured the day before Watford, and literally Pedro, you could see in his face, was spewing. He was like, "Josh, like you're gonna have to play." Like he was fuming, and I was like, "Kaka, mate, in the game." And I played every single game for him after that. Started every match.
Did he pull you in again, saying you're off it? You're not putting you on a transfer list?
He
He
literally
said, no, you're the best.
he pulled me in and said, "You're my main player."
After how many weeks?
2.
2 weeks, yeah. And what did
We
you say? I
played
told you.
Motherwell away in the first game, and when I did that run,
Nah, it was Dons.
and then after that, he was like, "You'll never not start for me."
Did you say I told you?
No.
Just got on it, huh?
Yeah.
So how did the Santos thing come about? Has he been in touch with you?
I had a call off a number that I didn't know, like a foreign number, and then I rang it back. I texted him saying, "Who's this?" And he's like, "Oh, it's Pedro. Can you give us a ring?" So I rang it. He's like, "Big Josh, you want to come and play for me again?" And I was like, "If you pay me, yeah, I will." And then they put a bid into Sheffield Wednesday, and then it got turned down straight away, and then that was it. They couldn't do anything about it.
So they put the bid in, eh?
Yeah,
Would you have fancied that, mate, Brazil?
Neymar was there.
I
The
did.
Neymar came after though, didn't he?
Yeah, but he was always going anywhere. Everyone made out like they couldn't get me, so they got Neymar. Like it was stupid. It was actually stupid. I was getting
Think
loads
you're
of,
better than Neymar?
I was getting.
Say
loads-
you're better than him.
I was
Go.
getting loads of messages saying like they've signed Neymar because they couldn't get you. I was like, they haven't, have they?
They wanted you to play together.
They just said, obviously, you'll be the captain, Neymar. They never got that far because they put in an offer, it got turned down, and then I spoke to Sheffield Wednesday and they said, "You're not leaving, so you're staying to the end of the season no matter what."
And I seen you were linked to Valencia. Have you seen that?
I don't know anything about that, to be honest. I just know that that'll be because I was close to going to West Brom last summer because I was a free transfer last summer, and I was about to sign for West Brom, and then I ended up staying at Sheffield Wednesday.
Obviously, we went up through the playoffs. Remember, he's going to the playoff final.
Yep.
Mate, what a feeling that must have been. Best feeling in football.
Yeah, that and I was the worst player ever in the game as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Was it extra time?
123rd minute.
Aye.
That's where the fitness comes in, mate, isn't it? The difference.
That actually is. I was the worst player in the game by a mile as well. But luckily I feel like I'll never come off in a game because I've always got I can always produce it and I've always got like a moment of quality. And I scored last minute, luckily.
Was your dad? He was a pundit in the game, wasn't he?
Mate, my dad ran straight on the pitch. I was saying to him, "Get off the pitch, mate." Honestly, because we weren't even getting on at the time, and he's running on, he's running on, hugging me as if like I was whispering. Everyone thought I was like buzzing. I was literally whispering, "Get off the fucking pitch."
And that's his boy, mate, innit? He'll be buzzing that.
But it is mad because he done the same thing, didn't he? He scored the winner in the playoff final for Hull, wasn't it?
But yeah, we was all saying before, like 5 minutes before the game ended, I was literally saying to Jack Hunt, "We're losing this on pens 100%."
You were saying that on the pitch?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you, man?
Because of how bad we were playing. I was saying this, we need to score. We're gonna because of how bad we're playing. And
Talk us through the goal.
I just literally ran into the box like everyone was knackered and they were all like dropped to the goal line. So I just like stood on the edge of the box and Gregor's pulled it back and I just headed it in from 5 yards out. It was unbelievable. Like 60,000 Sheffield Wednesday fans in Wembley.
What is Wembley like 90,000?
Yeah.
We took 57,000.
I can't
Good, done it. Playing playoff finals is good, done it.
I can't listen to that.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I went to the Hibs game on Saturday and I seen Nicky Cadden. Obviously he played for Barnsley in the game and he came straight up to me after the game. I seen him, he's like, "You're a fucking arsehole."
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
I never knew he played. He was obviously in the losing team, eh?
Yeah.
Wow.
But
He's
I
brilliant,
didn't go out after that.
Didn't go out?
I was in
Do
bed
you not
by
drink
nine.
at all?
No, I was in bed by 9 o'clock. I was so drained, mate.
What a waste, mate.
But do you know the
Wasted on guys like that.
You've never drank, have you?
No, but you know the celebrations.
You went to bed at 9 o'clock?
I was so drained, mate. You know the celebrations after in the change room where I was getting drug tested, missed it all. Scored the winner, I didn't do any celebrating.
That's a pet peeve, mate.
Aye,
Why would you drug test the guy that scored the winner?
That's
Oh, did you
horrendous.
see, just to go off on a tangent a wee bit, did you see Eze after the Palace game? Did you see it? No, the interview on the pitch. Brilliant, man. Guy was interviewing him on the pitch, and honest to God, he asked him about 1,000 questions. After a few questions, like, can I go and celebrate now? And the guy was like, oh, right, on you go.
Someone stole my top as well.
Oh,
From
so you
the
didn't even
dressing
go
room.
there?
From the dressing room.
No way.
I don't know who it is. Someone stole
Pedro.
my top.
Have you got an idea who it is?
Yeah.
Who?
Name him, mate. We'll get him.
I went in after I'd been, so I went in, change room, took my, because it was sweating, like red hot, took my top off, when I did the drug test, came back, my top had gone.
Somebody sold that, isn't there?
We need
It's got to be the
Good on
Kitman, yeah?
got you out of him, mate.
I don't know, there was loads of people in there though.
Oh, that's
rubbish,
horrendous,
that.
isn't it?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
good.
God.
Talking of tops, look at that being inspired top. Look at this guy.
I didn't had the winter range last week, didn't I?
Yeah.
So I went for the summer this week with the grey shorts and the... Andy, you're looking a wee bit suspicious.
No,
Do
mate,
you like it?
listen, no winner. Birds are asking for your number because you're looking unreal.
Do you like it, Si?
Just case we just do
I'm
something.
just not, I'm not doing
Do
much.
something funny, mate.
No, I'm not doing something. I'm just
funny,
wondering about fucking see that bit. I'm turning your water.
Pretend you're walking up. That's
No. Get on with this advert, mate. Go.
All new styles have landed at Be Inspired HQ, and you don't want to miss out. Shop their best-selling twin sets, shorts and tees just in time for the nice weather. The twin sets last week were lovely, weren't
They were very good. And shop the latest drop online at beinspiredclothing.com and in store at Glasgow City Nook, Glasgow Silverburn, Newcastle Metro Centre and Dundee Overgate.
And just for our open goal listeners, we're giving you 10% off your first online purchase. Simply use code GOAL at checkout. It's our way of saying thanks for tuning in. If you'd like to score yourself some new gear, is available in our video description below.
I'll be honest, I'm looking forward to the break for you, Steve. It's been a long year with the both of you.
No, you're not.
I bet, are you not, I mean, you're not hanging about anymore?
No, yeah, but we used to together. That's tough, mate.
Do you
I
think?
think you were saying it.
Aye, you do. You always say I'm looking fucking sexy in the motor and that, then start laughing.
You can't praise him, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Being nice to
I mean, I think you look well. I'm being
Thanks,
serious.
man.
How was that bill you got the other day? Bad one.
Couldn't believe it, mate.
Much was it?
Over 100.
It
No,
wasn't
was
even
it?
70 because I asked him.
Why are you lying?
Why did he sound more money? Mate, what about the coaching? Got a lot of feedback, mate, didn't I?
And I cut the messages, aye.
Is he flying, mate?
Kids
Good
are loving
coach,
him,
isn't
mate.
it?
Parents are loving him.
He said you were as well, to be
No, he's better than me, but you
much
should go and watch
better.
him.
where?
Where's he
Get
going to
up.
watch me?
You should get a couple of kids tonight in the park and you can come and watch.
Danny Röhl could do with something like him.
Aye. Do you think he'll go at the top, mate? Danny Röhl?
Yeah, I do, to be honest,
Do
yeah.
you?
I don't think he leaves this summer though. I don't think he's got a bit of, I think he's got a buyout clause, and
$5 million,
do
is it?
people even pay for managers now? I don't.
If
you know what I mean?
it's a big club that don't really care about money, aye.
Do you think he'd be able to handle the Rangers job, mate?
Yeah, because he's been at Bayern Munich, and that's similar. Like in terms of expectation and the fan pressure, it's the same. It's the same, innit?
Did he ask you any when he was linked to it?
No, no.
He did.
Oh, something
He
there.
did.
No, he didn't. He
something
didn't.
there,
He didn't. He didn't. He didn't.
Do you think he'd be a good appointment for Rangers?
See, do you know what's funny? When I seen he was linked with it, I seen the fans like, he finished 12th with Sheffield Wednesday. What do you want the Rangers job for? I'm like, pet peeve. When people say, "Oh, he gets what it means," he doesn't, mate. He's just a good player. What are you on about? He gets what it means. I used to hate that when I was at Rangers.
Yeah.
You need someone who gets it. What does get it mean? You need someone who's good. I
like that.
I hate that saying.
I'm so aware in that.
I was speaking to David Marsh about when he said, oh, they did a meeting or something, and someone was like, oh, we need players who get it. And he was like, no, we need players who are
Win
good,
games of
mate.
football.
Because when they say like, oh, Andy gets what it, no, you just played well in the games, mate.
Oh,
Like,
so
what
was
do you
Andy
mean?
you're talking about?
No. but like, do you know when people say, oh, he, like Callum McGregor, he gets it. He don't. He's your best player.
He's just a good football player.
So I hate that, mate.
Aye.
He gets it.
It's not bad, that.
No, I hate it.
Aye, don't
You're
mind.
very much. It's a guy's a Scottish thing, innit? He gets it, man.
He gets what it means to be the Rangers manager, does he? Aye, does he?
You had an argument with somebody on Friday, didn't you?
Oh, mate, what about that?
With Tavernier.
And
Because he
Great
doesn't
Western Road, mate, full-blown argument.
was he
wasn't it?
saying?
He doesn't kick people.
Doesn't it kick people? I went, Cal McGregor doesn't never kicked anybody in his life.
I hate that.
He's a captain that kicks people. Imagine Tav just walking about doing that to people. Do you know what I mean?
There'll be a bouncing ball in the middle of the pitch and someone will win a header in a 50-50 tackle and they'll go mad, then they'll give the ball away. And they'll be like, oh, look what it means to...
We had a
he knows
captain
what
at
it
Portsmouth, mate, the worst football player you've
What was
ever
his
seen in
name?
your life. And he'd jump into the crowd and the fans loved him. Like,
Yeah,
you are a fucking...
It's the same at Sheffield Wednesday most of the time, mate. They love the boys who like seem to be working really hard because they just sprint around. Like, it's the same at every club.
There's a lot of players out there like that, mate.
Tav, start kicking people, mate. I love you.
So what, a guy just pulled you to say that?
No,
You're talking to him.
I know him.
He kind of knows
Good
him.
guy, great guy.
He's talking about Rangers need a captain who like kicks people. I'm like, mate, what are you talking about? I kind of know. Just listen to that.
No,
mate.
but he did. There was a mere 8 of that.
Yeah, he was actually sounding.
He's season ticket holder, and he's seen. He said he goes every week and watches Rangers early years, and he said Tavernier's overall performance.
But it happens everywhere, doesn't it? What does get it mean? How many times do you hear that saying?
Aye.
You need someone who gets it.
No, I'd agree. You were at the Rangers game on Saturday.
Yeah.
Who'd you go with?
David Marshall.
All right. How are you type? Wigan.
Played with him. Yeah, played with him.
Hero Marchente.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Great guy. Huh?
Good guy.
So you were in the Hibs end.
I was in the boardroom.
Pay for your ticket?
No.
Poor that.
Would you?
I ain't never got lunch. Free
Fucking
ticket.
hell, what a
Free
weekend
lunch.
you've
What
had.
a fucking time
What
you've
a
had in Glasgow,
weekend.
by you.
I paid about 15
Got me a coffee this
in
morning. To
hotel
be
room.
fair.
Did you? Huh?
Yeah.
And what did you think of the game?
I thought Rangers were poor, mate, to be honest. Hibs were comfortable. I think if Hibs gave a sloppy goal away for Dessa's goal, the keeper cut his kick to the full-back shot, and then he headed it to Dessa, who scored tap in. Apart from that, yeah, it was comfortable. Obviously, the goal, Raskin scored a clear goal, which was mental.
That's nuts.
It
Isn't it?
was. Everyone in the ground literally knew the ball was in the goal.
I thought the watch goes off.
People were laughing.
Nah, I've not got the watch.
No,
Nick Walsh has left his watch in the dressing room.
People were laughing in the crowd
daft.
because it was so obviously a goal. It was mental. And then they went up the other end and scored straight away. But yeah, Rangers I thought were poor.
What players impressed you for Rangers?
I thought Raskin was good, but I said to him this morning, but he was off the cuff though. It didn't seem to me. That's the first time I've seen him in a long time, and I'm just going off my opinion. I was watching him thinking they're all off the cuff. To be honest, that's what I thought. I didn't think they was good at the weekend.
They came out yesterday and said that Barry Ferguson's definitely not getting the job, haven't they?
Mm-hmm.
Names that have been mentioned now.
Ancelotti.
Ancelotti's ruled himself out, mate. Seen that this morning?
No, it's
No, still in. All right, do you know someone?
that one.
Fucking
Is it?
hell, Andy boy.
Gerrard and Russell Martin and the boy Rob Edwards. I think that was a 5.
Somebody
Bit
says
of it.
Russell Martin's getting the Leicester job.
That's what I've heard.
Who
aye.
was
was
that yesterday?
No, I think Ancelotti. I
At
think
lunch.
Ancelotti seems to be the preferred target. Aye.
Right? And
Whether he
happy
gets
with
it. or not. I'm a big believer, and I just don't think there is a right or a wrong appointment until you've seen them. Do you know what I mean? I think people talk about knows the club, knows the league, CV, won things. Mate, there's about 10 boxes to tick. You're not going to get somebody that ticks all the boxes. So it's,
How about someone who's good though?
Aye, so-
knows the league, knows this, that.
again,
You know the league more than anyone.
everybody said,
You won't
Fleet,
get the
come
Rangers
on.
job, would you?
Give me it.
Fancy it?
Do you know Gaze it now?
No, but do you get what I'm saying?
Won a fucking league.
But everyone said Fleet Clement, obviously won a couple of leagues in that, good appointment. Obviously turned out to be wrong. Everybody says Ange was a terrible appointment because he's came from Australia, doesn't know the league, doesn't know the players. It's a brilliant
Andy,
appointment.
would you
don't know, do
say
you?
you've got to have managed before though? No.
Well, again, though, it's
Even
like,
Gerrard never did he?
see if Carlo Ancelotti's son had managed before, Rangers only getting him. Because he's probably managed somewhere and been a success and been at a top club because he's Ancelotti's son. It's Danny Röhl's the same,
When-
isn't he?
when
So it's
Danny
like Danny Röhl needs to go to a Sheffield Wednesday for his first job to then potentially get that top job.
When he got our job, no one in the world knew who he was. None of the players. You just like Googling. Do you know what I mean?
But I mean, I don't know about you. I didn't know Ancelotti's son was on the Real Madrid staff.
No, I never knew.
No, no,
So
no. He was there at
do you know what I
Everton.
mean? So you just don't, do you? But I just don't. You never know, do you?
No.
Did Derek will start speaking to you again now that Barry's away?
That's the only relief for that. What that walk to the recruitment show's been hell for the last 6 weeks. I should never have opened my mouth. I didn't mean it in
Say
that.
you should get the job now.
I believe he should be reappointed. I just feel though, mate, I'd never been nothing personal whatsoever. I'd love Barry to get it because I love.
Has he took it personal? Yeah.
I don't know, mate. I don't know. Just it became a wee bit. Me and Derek were so close. You just drifted. Maybe I should have. We're really close. I mean,
You've got to be honest, mate, in this world.
I've just.
Yeah, right, Joe.
I was
That's why
just
he's good.
meaning I didn't think he would get it as in.
See, when you left
Right,
Rangers,
yeah.
did you see this coming for Rangers? Did you expect Celtic to dominate as they have?
No, because when they didn't, they did it at first when, not when I first left, but a couple of years down the line, they won the league, obviously, that COVID season with Stevie. But I think the difference was when Stevie was there, they didn't,
Steve?
we didn't do much like in possession. The in possession weren't too detailed, was it? But the clarity off the ball was
Aye, off the ball was really
like,
good, aye.
so detailed. You like every single player knew exactly what they were doing off. And in possession, there was, but you don't really have to build from the back as a Rangers manager.
Seen that last night.
You get to the halfway line in
See
one
the
pass.
year that Rangers won the league under Gerrard? They conceded 13 goals that year.
Remember it?
I've seen that last
Many
night.
of they conceded this season.
2 a game.
13 the last 6 probably.
Wow.
They concede 2
But
a game.
Rangers need a manager that dominated. He's phosphate to dominate the bonnet and
Yeah,
play
but the-
attacking football.
The thing is, you can, like, so everyone's saying about Russell Martin. Russell Martin's
Build
builds
up.
up from the back, but you get to the halfway line, in one pass as Rangers. You need to be detailed in the mid
Yeah.
block to the goal, because that's where you get free anyway. And if you're not organised, you just get countered for fun down the sides, because you've usually just got 2 centre backs and your 6 in the middle anyway, and your full backs are high. So if you're not organised in your possession and you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna get done.
Because we say that you didn't really see any patterns for Rangers, didn't you? In the attacking third.
I went to the weekend's game and I wanted to proper watch and
See what they do.
All the players were just stood together in the middle. Hibs played a back five, and I was saying to him, the whole back five was in the width of Hibs' goal, because Rangers had no players high and wide, not one player. They were all just in the middle. It was so easy to defend.
I know you're saying about the quality of that, but it looked like it was an entertaining game.
Yeah, it was a good game, but because they kept turning the ball over and Hibs kept counter-attacking. And
How good's Cadden's left foot?
it was unbelievable at the weekend.
See, I love the first goal, mate. They do that quite a lot, don't they? Whereas Boyle's the second striker, kind of runs the channel.
There was balls he
Cadden
played,
plays
by
him
the way,
in
that they didn't
cross
score
other
from.
striker scores, sorry.
There was balls he put in that they didn't score from. That was unbelievable.
No, see, he puts in an unbelievable ball at Boyle.
Side was it?
Aye, for the volley.
Mate.
The one for Chris Cadden's chance and all.
What a ball, eh?
For the left-hand side all the way at the back post. But I know you're saying the Hibs has got, but for Rangers' point of view, fuck me. That
And
first goal, mate.
Hibs didn't do anything special defensively either. Like, they were just compact. They had a back five, narrow, and then when they won the ball back, Boyle broke down that side, and it was the other striker, Bowie. He broke down the other side, and they just countered Rangers down the side of Proper and Suter every time.
Yeah.
What do you think? So, what manager would you like to see Rangers get?
I think Russell would have been a good appointment, personally. I just think somebody who's clear and somebody who's good. It sounds obvious, somebody who's good, because I think they go too much on names to please the fans. That's what I think they do a lot.
Russell Martin, I agree. I think Russell Martin. Would there be any chance of Lampard?
Not now he's at Coventry, I don't think.
Coventry, though, mate. Come on, we're talking about Rangers, man.
I thought
Surely you take the Rangers over Coventry.
I don't know if he would.
Would you?
I would. I thought only way wouldn't he if he went up.
Coventry, mate.
Have they?
Yeah.
Only if they'd went up. I thought you wouldn't go for the Premier League.
Yeah.
The fact that they didn't make that playoff, I think you would, but you never know.
I know you're saying they didn't need somebody that gets it, but is he not a big Rangers fan? That man,
I wouldn't say he's a big Rangers fan. It's maybe like a preference of a Scottish club, but
The problem is with England is that if you get Coventry promoted,
you're in the Premier League
and you're on a massive wage packet, aren't you? Like, come to Rangers and you're not getting them luxuries, and our fans don't want to hear that. That's why people go down to England.
The thing is, I just think Rangers fans are just buzzing the season's done, honestly.
That's
They
been
can just
disastrous, mate.
get a new manager in, you're obviously getting the takeover, you're expecting loads of change. But I was looking at it last night, you see the amount of players that Rangers need to get rid of that are contacted, and I just can't see clubs signing them. Honestly, I can't see.
Who can they sell for money?
Raskin.
For what money?
Diamandi.
Don't know if you'd get 15, would you? Maybe
Dessers.
I don't know.
Dessers, you could say.
I think you could get a fee for Dessers, aye.
But why would you though? When I know everyone complains about him.
Because you can get Shankland on a
player
free.
who scores 20 a season.
You can get Shankland on a free throw.
You would still take a fee for Dessers. I think he's like 30 something now as well. Like, you would definitely.
I've not seen much of him. I just seen you lot cane him, didn't you? So
Diamandi, would you get a fee for Diamandi now?
I think you would, but I don't think you would get. I don't think you would. Rangers paid $4.5 million for him. I don't think it would be a fee that's worth to sell him. I think he's somebody.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Then you've got no team.
I know. We were talking yesterday. Would a manager look at this and see how far Celtic are in front of Rangers and look at maybe the playing squad they know? Would that put a manager I've gone into Rangers?
But mate, come on, nearly won the league last year. So close to winning the league.
Mate, you know what players and football managers are like though? We're all deluded. Every single one of us are deluded. A manager will look at that and think, I can go beat them because I'm a good manager. That's what.
But you think Gerrard would be looking at it thinking, I can catch Celtic, would he?
I think a big thing is for a manager coming in, they need to know how much they can spend. I think they need to know. So it needs to be appealing in terms of, it's going to be a massive turnover, a massive transition of players. So see if a manager gets told you're going to go and get 20 million to spend, I think, okay, I can change that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But say you say, you've got 5 million to spend, but you can try and sell players. I think, no chance, because I don't see anybody. I don't see clubs coming in to buy some of these players. So it's like, I think then you're just on a hiding to nothing. But it was interesting because I remember it may have been with you, the interview we used to, but I always remember Jamie Carragher saying that you always felt like you're never as good as you think you are as a team, and you're never as bad as you think you are as a team. So it's like, the reason he said that is Liverpool finished 8th, they were shite, they signed Luis Suarez and they won the league. So it's like, sometimes you just need that one or two players.
They're so far behind Celtic in terms of the way they're coached, never mind the players. Even if they've got a worse,
I know, but that can be fixed, mate. Can't it? With a good manager and a good coach.
They've probably got a worse team, but they're way worse coach, so they're even further behind.
But that's what I mean. Like
But they beat them.
Rangers
They
beat them twice.
No, I know, but I'm saying over a course of a season, they're
Yeah.
900 points behind them. So
I
they're
know,
obviously
but
not that well
a
coached.
good manager fixes that, mate, nah?
That's my point. Though.
Aye.
So it's obviously not as bad. A good manager will look at that and think, like I do as a player. You think you're better than everyone else. You think we all think that about ourselves. They'll think if I go in there
And by
and
the
I
way,
get them playing, I can beat them.
I don't think it takes Pep Guardiola to get Rangers to beat St Mirren and Motherwell and Kilmarnock and
No.
the teams that they've lost to all season. Do you know what I mean? I don't think that takes somebody unbelievable to do
I
that.
agree.
But they obviously need to buy players, but they need rid of so many players.
I think the manager's more important than any players they buy.
Oh, 100%. The manager's the most important.
Right,
Look what Andy's done at Celtic, mate. You thought Celtic were miles behind Rangers at that point,
Didn't
didn't
have a
you?
squad, mate.
What was the point? And Edward left, Ayer left.
Brown left. They didn't have a right back, I'm sure. They didn't have an actual starting 11. All the main players left.
We played them that pre-season. Sheffield Wednesday, we played Celtic that pre-season.
And did you think they're top?
I thought they were. They had only kids in that on the pitch. They were shocking. And I was like, mate, because Barry Bannon's a massive Celtic fan. He was like, oh, where the fuck, mate. And then they won. They pissed the league.
So that was obviously under Ange.
Like his first week, they've been there, and they were only kids, and like Karl Mack didn't play. Like they were all. Could they just come back from wherever they were in the Euros? So they had like a few kids playing. Edward played. Did not try. It was in like Wales and Celtic Manor, and yeah, they were.
I mean, you saying each other, Celtic are going to be terrible this year.
I was like, they're crap. And then 3 months later, they were the best team in the world.
Do you know what I do think is a pure...
Recruitment was incredible, wasn't it?
That's what I was going to say. I think it's a pure... I don't think that will ever be seen again. Like, it was a pure anomaly that, like, Ange just came for, obviously, Japan. Like, that knows that market, knows how cheap it was, and he's signing, like, Kyogos for $1 million and Hitatis for $2 million. Like, do you know what I mean? It's...
Aye.
I just can't see that happening again.
What we've asked everyone on the show, what's your thoughts on Rangers taking Shankland on a free? Would you, if you were Rangers, would you take him?
Depends what money he wants, doesn't it? But I always think you need, like, Rangers need players for the league and for Europe, don't you? And I don't think it's proven. I don't think you're getting a better striker in the SPL than Lawrence Shankland. So I always think on a free, it depends what money he wants. But I remember when we was there, and there was like, remember when we was linked with like Louis Moult, and at the time who was like scoring for Motherwell. It's not the same playing for Hearts, Motherwell, and then playing for Rangers. It's just not the same. So whether he'd do as well as he does at Hearts, I don't know. But I think to have as a backup striker, it'd be a no-brainer. Yeah.
Gerrard, is that so? That still could be a possibility as well, Gerrard.
Heard that, aye.
I think he's one of the...
Text, mate.
Hopefully for the boys.
I've never spoke to him since.
Hopefully for the boys, it's not, mate. It's the hardest pre-season in the world.
Oh, mate.
Was it?
Wow.
Oh my God.
But what happens with you with Gerrard? Gerrard obviously comes in, you do pre-season with him.
Yeah, I started the first 2 games of the season and then went on deadline day.
And why? Did he come to you and tell you to go, or do you want to go?
I had a nightmare, mate. I don't want to go over it. I just, they activated my buyout clause, and I just remember when he came up to me and got me off the bus and said, oh, he's like, oh, these have put a bid in for you, but I've obviously got to tell you because you're obviously going to leave to go there. And then I left.
So you're sitting on the team bus going to a game?
Yeah, I was about to start.
What, an SPL game?
No, you're Maribor in the Europa League.
And he pulls you off the bus?
Yeah, because he said they've activated your buyout clause, so I've got to tell you.
And then you said, I want to go?
I said, I want to speak to my Anthony Barry, was at Wigan.
Who's Tuchel's assistant there?
Yeah, and he was like, I didn't have an agent or anything. It was a bad decision, but I just went straight down the motorway.
Why?
I honestly don't know.
You're a proper impulse person, aren't you?
I like.
What was it with the conversation at Anthony Barry that made you want to go there?
Yeah.
Because he's meant to be top, isn't he?
And he's one of my good pals, so not that he's done me in, but like I just followed my gut at that moment in time, and then a week later I was.
And did you go back to Gerrard and say, I want to go?
I just got in my car and went down the motorway.
How was Gerrard with you then?
We had a Zoom call about 6 months later because I was going to go back on loan.
Wow.
You had a Zoom with Gerrard?
Yeah, because I was going to go back on loan in the January, and Paul Cook wouldn't let me go. And then Gerrard basically gave me what for on the Zoom call. Yeah, told me everything that was wrong with me, the way what I did, and how I can improve and stuff as a person. And he said, if we're gonna bring you back, we need to have an honest conversation. And then never went back anyway. But that was it.
It's just you and Gerrard on a Zoom?
Yeah, like on FaceTime.
That's amazing, isn't it?
It was a bad couple of weeks. Bad couple of weeks.
Did you know straight away you'd made the wrong decision?
After my first training session.
Oh, that's nothing worse.
Was it that bad, the training session?
Oh my God.
Oh, that's nothing worse.
Oh my God.
So do you speak to Gerrard after that bus situation to sign in for Wigan?
No.
Why not?
What do you mean?
Like, why didn't you say? Did you not phone him and say I want to go?
No, Mick was texting me, Mick Beale, saying you're making a mistake and stuff. And I was just like, I was 23, mate. I was young. I just wanted a bigger wage. I was stupid. Do you know what I mean?
Was it Maribor at home or away?
Home.
Was it?
We was on the bus going to the hotel, I think. And then I was playing, and then Daniel Candace ended up starting instead.
Because my first game for Gerrard was Maribor away, so I was wondering if that's how I played.
You only got a game because he was sleeping.
I was like buzzing cheers.
Yeah, he pulled me into the Ibrox changing room, and he was basically saying, I've got to tell you, but I don't know why I'm telling you, because you're obviously not going to Wigan.
Yeah. Is that right? I see you like that.
No, it was stupid. Even Griggsy was texting me.
Al McGregor?
Like, what are you doing?
What you did? In a Glasgow accent, what you did?
Was that a voice note? Or?
It was ages ago now, so I'm not bothered about it now, but for genuinely 2 years after it, I was thinking about it every day.
Were you, mate, huh?
Yeah, until I signed for Sheffield Wednesday, then it all was fine again.
Then it went away. How was the pre-season tough, huh? Tough as you've done?
God.
Fucking hell, it's hard, eh?
What sort of stuff are we talking?
5 3-minute runs, 3 times a week.
No, every second day, 5
3 times a week,
runs.
aye.
So so let me get this right, 5 3-minute runs, and what sort of pace?
So basically, like what they do is they do like the first couple of days a 30-15 test or the yo-yo test, and it's like, so if say your squad's a 24-man squad, you get split into 3 groups. So the top 8 would have to run a certain distance in the 5 3 minutes, and the middleweight would need to run a certain distance.
The top 8 would start here. The other 8 would start here, and the other 8 would start here.
I think the top 8, if I remember correctly, had to do 910 metres in 3 minutes.
We had to do 3 laps.
Fucking
no,
rapid,
we had to do 3 laps.
So that's just under a K. Is that, am I right in saying it's just under a K?
Oh, 90
so you had to get back to your station. You had to get back to your station, so you had to do 3 laps. So it was me, Greg Dock, Jacko, Scott Arfield, Ross McCrory,
Glenn Kamara.
And no, I went.
Borna.
No, I didn't play with them.
They were definitely in the year after.
That was our group, and you had to get back to your station but you had 2-minute rest. Mate, it was hell, mate.
I'm sure it was.
I still do that run every pre-season now.
I'm sure it was top 8, 910 metres, middleweight 870 or 840.
But how bad was it?
And then the bottom 8, 810. Then Alfredo Morelos 500.
Mate, Alfredo used to walk around. Alfredo used to walk around.
Aye, mate, it would applaud, mate.
Jogging.
And would they go mad at him?
Nah.
But you end up getting fit, mate, to be fair. Gerrard did get
I've
fit.
ever been. I do that run every pre-season on my own. Every other day.
What group are you in, middle?
Middle, aye.
But does Gerrard stand and shout while he was a runner? Or
He stands in the middle with his watch.
Nah, they wouldn't shout.
Don't say a word.
Did you have that feeling of, oh my God, this is Steven Gerrard?
Mate, you have the feeling...
Were you there in Marbella the time he trained? That one time somebody pulled out injured and they trained in the
do you remember what
he scored the outside of the foot dink?
He whipped a ball, he's in the right channel. He whipped one round the defence for me. And I was like, oh, good ball, gaffer. And he was like, I used to do that for Torres, lad.
It was a fucking joke, aye.
Was he, huh?
Yeah, but them runs were scary, weren't they? You'd know you was doing it in the morning, you'd go to the pitch and there would not be a cone anywhere. No balls, nothing, just had your runners on. And just the whistle would go.
Was he a big talker, Gerrard? Like, would he talk to you before most days training? Would he talk?
Not really, no. Mick would do it all. Mick would even take the presentations.
Would he, right?
Oh, in meetings and that, aye.
So Gerrard would just kind of talk match days?
He'd just come in training sessions. I don't know if you felt the same. He would come and speak to you while the session's going on and maybe say something to you, but he wouldn't
if it was shite, say you'd done a possession role, it's shite, he'd speak, he'd step.
Do you remember the first time he done that?
Nah, I don't remember
those
first
runs.
Time,
I remember the time.
I told you the one I did remember. I don't know if you were there at the time when I booted the ball away in training.
And he went,
and he blew the whistle, go and get it. And I'm like, just walking.
Between your legs, mate. You'll get that.
160 yards away. They don't even restart the possession till I get back, mate.
They're all watching you?
They're all just watching me go and get this ball.
Did you say sorry?
Those runs.
I felt about that side.
Those runs were scary though, because we'd be racing. The lads wouldn't be holding off. You'd be trying to beat everybody.
But your group was so fucking.
Who was the fitter, mate? Greg Docherty?
Me and Greg, yeah.
Aye.
Wow.
Who was Ferro used to?
Greg, probably.
Was he?
Yeah,
he's a better player, so.
Yeah, miles better. He's the only player I've played with really who's
fitter than you.
He was fit.
He is a fucking unit, yes.
See if Gerrard was to get the job, would he take Beale back? And if he did, would the fans allow it? Or
honestly,
you want him back?
See if you're Rangers fans, forget everything, right? All you want is a successful team on the pitch. See if that makes Steven Gerrard better, take him back.
Because we spoke to Scotty Arfield and he said Beale was top, didn't he? As a coach.
He was.
No, he was. He's a brilliant coach.
So Andy, where do you think?
But I don't think the fans would want it. But I think you would take him back because he's a first team coach. He's not come back as a manager again.
They'd want it after 3 months if they were top of the league. You know what I mean?
But it'd want
If they were 3 months in at the
Exactly.
top of the league, they're not complaining then, are they?
No, exactly.
But it'd be interesting
But
to see.
it was good under him, wasn't it? It was good, like, learning.
It was very good, very good.
Remember when he came in steaming in Marbella and we weren't allowed out, so we were like,
Liverpool song.
yeah.
Wait, so what was this on the pre-season?
Yeah.
Gerrard was.
Gave you, you liked it? He'd give you,
No,
he'd
so
give
we-
you
we
sniggers,
weren't-
wouldn't it?
No, you weren't allowed it.
We weren't
but
allowed
he would
out
let you drink
in the
wherever
hotel
you were.
bar.
So
Right.
you weren't out. There was no cameras, like nothing like that. So he's like, you can't go out and drink, but you can stay here and drink for as long as you want.
Yeah.
And he
But
drank with
obviously-
you?
No, he came in
He
late.
came in, aye.
Obviously, he'd been out.
And he was steaming, mate. He started singing Liverpool.
Yeah,
He was like,
singing-
Mo Salah.
You know, singing along. I know, what do you do, mate? I wouldn't know what to do.
I remember John Flanagan and Jordan Ross started singing along. We were like,
Do you remember when he said something to you about, was it like, you remind me of Carragher or something? You remember?
No.
I can't remember what he
Fuck
said.
me.
It was.
Did he say that to you?
Steaming, yeah, it was. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was.
See, when you left, did you know how, like, Steven Gerrard, I work under him now?
It was the worst week of my life. I don't want to talk about it. I was in a hotel in Wigan crying every night.
But you remember I told you the story about how we played a bounce game in Marbella and we had that fucking fat ref
Oh
that just
my
came from it. You played in that game, didn't you? I played centre half in that game, mate.
Fat.
Mate, so we played was it in-house?
Mate, he kept getting in the way of my passes.
It was just,
Yeah.
mate, it was an in-house bounce game, right? So Rangers have obviously hired a ref. This guy 100% straight off the street, mate. 100% wasn't he? He was about easy 16, 17 stone. He just stood in the middle of the pitch and just wouldn't give anything. Like,
Nick Walsh, wasn't it? Nick Walsh.
so Gerrard just
Nick
started
Walsh on his holiday, mate.
Gerrard just started reffing the game for the Hill, didn't
That
he?
was Connor Goldson's first day.
What, Gerrard refed it as the manager?
From the Hill, mate, miles away. And he's shouting, it's fucking offside!
What about the walk down to the pitch?
I know, right down the Hill. I played centre half that day. That's when I was like, I'm done here. I'm playing centre
Did he
half.
say to you why he was playing
there,
it?
I played against Celtic the other week.
Did he say why you were playing that?
At that point in time, I'd told the story before, but I didn't even think I was going to Marbella. Like, I thought I'm away, but I like, turned alright the first couple of days and he took me. And then it was like the start, it was like placed less centre half, and I was like, I'm gone. Like,
Remember,
playing that
even for like
position.
young kids and that, I remember speaking, I'm not trying to say I was the reason. Ryan Jack was gone, mate.
What,
Nah.
done?
Ross McCrory was before him. Rossiter was before him. He was literally a Joey in training under Gerrard when he first got there. And Jacko was saying to me, oh, I'm done, mate. I was saying, Jacko, you're better than both of them, mate. Just keep training. And he ended up being Gerrard's main player, mate. I was like, calm down. First 2 weeks, he was like, I need to go. Wasn't he? He was like, I need to get out of
I
here.
think he did go and see him, but like, if he didn't play, he
And
would go.
Gerrard, at the start, Rossiter was before him, McCrory was before him, the others who were there were before him. He literally, like, was on, like, the other team in training all the time.
Yeah.
When did it turn for you? When did you realise I'm going to be part of his plans?
That Marbella tip, probably. Aye.
Yeah. He liked your attitude, didn't he?
Aye. And he just, I think when he pulled me in, it was like, when I got the job, I heard you were a bad egg, basically. He's
I
like,
hate that.
I'm not seeing it.
Everyone
He's like,
said,
so why is that? And I was
Who's
like,
told him that?
well, wasn't
Murray.
it? Oh, not Pedro, wasn't it? So like that
Jake
whole
Gerrard
time.
would speak to Pedro, huh?
No, but I mean, like that was the perception that I was
right.
like, under Pedro. And the fact that
I said
was
to you
I
yesterday
think
about
things were done
perception.
properly. Do you know what I mean?
perception's the worst thing ever. Everyone thinks I've got a bad attitude. Everyone in football. Perception is crazy. But these guys online who are like, look like they've got the best attitude ever. They're out steaming every Saturday night.
But see, even like, again, I'm not saying that it wins you the league, but see, even that time, like, obviously you were there, and that our team was average when he came, but then see when you signed like Connor Golson, Joe Aribo, you remember thinking straight away, we're better straight away.
Yeah.
And English lads who train hard, work hard,
Aye.
understand like the football game without a coach having to tell them every single movement of every training session. They all knew football.
Like, you were obviously like, so you still weren't better than Celtic, but you knew you were closer, you knew you were better. Were you there with Ryan Kent? No, you weren't there with Ryan Kent.
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
Mate, I dropped him off. Remember when we went to the Marbella trip? He forgot his passport. I had to take him to get his passport from his house. Beale was like, drive Kenty back. He forgot his passport. He had a snake in his house.
I know.
I'm waiting for you.
But he's like one where, like, as soon as we signed him, I was like, he's the best player here by a mile.
No,
Like, honestly.
No, Ozziak away. Do not. We played Ozziak away. Me and you were on the bench. Don't know how I was ever on the bench, but we were on the bench at Ozziak away. And I swear on my life, you said to me, "You shut."
Oh, no chance.
I swear. I swear to God,
Mate,
That's his favourite player.
mate.
Ryan Kent's my favourite player, mate.
He's unbelievable. And I was pissing myself because I was saying, because Jamie Murphy played, and you was like, I'm telling you now. I was like, mate, he's been here a week, because I'm usually the one saying stuff like that, and I'm pissing myself because you was saying, and then
He might have played shite. I don't remember
But then
the
3
game.
weeks later, you was like, he's the best player I've ever
Mate,
seen.
Was he a joke?
He's just a joke.
He's so sharp, mate.
So it's
was
just
so
like,
sharp.
you know what it's like. We've all been there. Like, you know, when you sign a player, you just know straight away if they're good or not. Don't you?
Yeah.
Genuinely.
So sharp, mate. Even Ovie Ejaria, how sharp was Ovie Ejaria?
Was he, huh?
Well, Ovie's the perfect example of what you were saying earlier. Like, Rangers fans didn't have Ovie was a joke, wasn't he?
He came on-
Honestly.
Yeah.
And Rangers fans were not having him at
He
all.
came on trial to us last year and didn't get a contract.
Really,
He got
right?
player of the year at Reading, didn't he?
Yeah, he came
What
on
was your
trial.
first thoughts of Morelos?
I wasn't there.
Mate.
He was.
His first day, he didn't have any boots.
Was it?
He's a hero.
What shoes do you
He
have on?
first signed and he was sat next to me and I was thinking, he's bought Copas from Pro Direct because he had no boots. From the Sports Direct in Glasgow. So he was just wearing some mad Copas in training.
Copas.
And I was thinking, how have we paid for this guy?
But like, even like, see if you were there and you seen like Alfredo, I'm saying like, you know, a player's a joke straight away, right? But I'm saying like Ryan Kidd, if you watched Alfredo in training, you'd be like, he's not great.
Yeah.
But it's like games, he was
Shocking
like a joke in
training.
games. But he
Was he
wasn't a great
shocking,
trainer.
Technical ability. not
Like, he
great.
was never a great trainer.
Trainer,
He was
yeah.
he was a fucking,
So strong.
he was a
Just-
joking game.
But yeah,
But again, what was there a game where he played and you're like, nah, he can
he had
fucking
the
play?
Hibs at home.
That full year in the Europa League, mate.
He
But he's
had
the one
to,
I
yeah,
remember.
wasn't
He had the same finish for any angle, any distance. He just whacked the ball, no matter where he was on the pitch. He wouldn't place it, he would just whack the ball no matter where he is on the pitch.
Was there a particular session where he was like proper shite?
Everyone. Mate, him and Carlos Pena got sent in because they were pissed. Didn't they?
I wasn't there.
Oh, under Graham Murty, they got sent in because they were both steaming. Him and Carlos Pena.
Would any of the
In
players
from
say to
training.
them?
Carlos stunk of booze, mate. In the
He was at
training.
watching the weekend. He was at watching the weekend. He's a massive EK fan, mate. He was at the weekend.
And they got sent in because they were both pissed. I swear.
Wow.
It was mental.
I didn't even see the boy Pena train.
He's maybe brilliant, isn't
How much did they pay for him? A few quid?
he? Was he?
I just remember, I don't know if it was Walt, I remember somebody telling me that Pedro told him, like, well, wait to see this guy, like, he's the
He
best.
was on like 30 grand a week.
Was he, huh?
And like, they obviously came and he wasn't the best.
Oh.
Did you see anything in Penn you thought he's a good player? Like just a wee glimpse of doing anything there? Wow.
He scored a few goals though, eh? He actually did score a few
See
goals.
how Andy had a
Like,
few
it wasn't
arguments with Pedro. Have you heard the story about Celtic playing in a certain shape and he's like, Celtic didn't play that and he sent him in?
Yeah,
Did
no,
you
I was there.
Did you ever anything like that with him?
No, to be fair, I was young at that point. I never got involved in it in like tactically, or I just wanted to go play. I just wanted to play out. Like I'm a bit different to who I am now. I didn't think about anything tactically.
Do you know who
then. I just wanted
hated
to
him?
play.
Clint Hill.
Oh.
Didn't he? Clint
I've
Hill
interviewed Clint Hill, he said that.
Pedro.
Remember
Remember
that?
Aye.
the ball? You know when the ball goes out in training. So Clint stopped. He's got play on. He's gone. It was unbelievable, mate.
The Pedro.
Yeah, no, just like to
Just in general,
he's like
Clint was a hero, wasn't he?
legend of a guy. What a trainer.
Who else was
brilliant
good?
trainer.
Who else was good guys in that? Was Kranjčar a good guy?
You were close
I
with Niko,
I
weren't
love
you?
Niko. Yeah, I still speak to Niko.
You said
now.
he's the
Niko was invited.
best
to my
player you
wedding.
played with?
Nico was invited to my wedding. Patch me.
Did he?
Yeah.
Would you just send him a text saying,
No, he said I've got something going on, so I can't come. I was like, oh, very good. I was like, you're a multi-millionaire, mate. Fly to New York.
You were quite close to him though, eh? You used to
Yeah, we used to go for dinner all the
how
time.
did you get close? Just did you go up and start a
Generally, I'm not just
conversation?
lying. He thought I was a really good player, so he was trying to like take me under his wing and that because I was young. And he used to say to me, "You'll never buy dinner until you've earned more money than me. I'll get you it all the time."
We should fucking do that approach with
I
us
don't
too.
fuck shit any chance. Fucking hell.
He proper looked after me because I was like shocked. When I first signed there, I didn't expect to play, and I was playing before Niko all the time. Like, and we was in the same position, and he was the best guy ever to me. Tried to help me every day. Like, he weren't bitter about it. Mate, the first old firm I started at thingy, we got a text to the team.
That was the one I got dropped.
I was in my room and I got a text message off Mark Warburton, the starting 11, and I was like, I'm in this. I didn't even think. I was like, I'm playing. Didn't even expect to be. I was rooming with Senderos, and we got told the team by
Is that a
text.
pattern, mate?
Somebody stitched you up here, mate.
He got sent off that day as well.
We got told the team by text.
Why did he do that?
I don't know. I just came through the starting 11. I was like,
Fucking remember I told you? They used to put it on a flip chart and the waiters used to go by and see the team.
Team,
but he weren't in it. I think,
Yeah.
and he was raging obviously because
That was the first game under Warburton in 18 months I got dropped.
Did you pull him, Andy?
did you say why?
I don't think I did.
think
No,
it's 'cause
because I think I played the
Did
next
you
game.
text back?
because I was
Fuck you.
playing. You came on at half time.
I came on at half time, aye.
So do you text them back, the team? Or
Do you know why it happened? Do you know generally
it was
why?
like TB at the end of it. Here's the team,
It
TB.
wasn't from the manager. It was from Flanny, wasn't it?
TB if you're in.
Do you know why I got dropped that game? Like, I'm adamant this is why. remember we played Linfield in the friendly the week before.
We won 7-1.
We won 7-1 and Niko like ran the show.
It was
Linfield.
Fucking
Mate,
I'll tell you
That's
that,
right, because it was
And
me,
Niko ran the
Niko.
show.
It was me, Niko, and Joey in the Linfield game in midfield, and we won 7-1. And he played the exact same team the week after in the Old Firm.
But I remember like Niko was like rolling the ball with studs.
But we got
He
sent
scored
the
from about 30
team.
yards.
We got sent the team on a text message, not in the
From
formation.
Mark Warburton's phone?
From the assistant, the fitness coach Flanny.
Alright.
And it was just not in formation, just the names. It's like
11 names.
starting 11. Wes, Tav, Waldo.
Niko was a
Niko
was a joke though, wasn't he?
the most incredible football player.
He was a
Yeah.
joke.
What, like, in training things you would actually just like, you'd clap it?
Everything was with studs, mate.
Do you remember his first training session in Charleston?
No.
You don't remember his first training session? I was just a kid from Accrington Stanley, mate. I was thinking, oh my God, he's the best player in the world. We were doing a box, right? You know when you're doing a box in training and it's like mad tempo, everyone's sprinting the balls, you can't get 4 passes strung in together and you just run into the other square. When you're doing a rondo and then you run to the other square and chase if you lose it. He went in the middle and his team never lost the ball.
Wow.
And I was just thinking, how are you that good at football?
Everything was a row of the studs. I always remember his first touch was always like it could be bobbling, but it would like.
It was when he done his
stand on
crew
it.
shit, it fucked him. Did his
It
crew
was,
shit in
it was
training.
ridiculous.
Did you like Barton?
I did like Joey, yeah.
Did you?
Mate, how funny was he?
Oh,
Like hilarious, wasn't he?
mate, we were playing, he loved Barry Mackay. They used to play pool with Barry Mackay all the time.
That's
And,
that's
Coach,
a stage too, innit?
it was
Gilla.
Matt Jokes, aye.
But
Baz was really close to Matt
Baz were
Jokes.
beating him at pool. And Joey was like, this will be the biggest contract you've ever earned at Rangers. And
This
Baz
would be
was
like the biggest thing in your career, beating me at pool.
No, like, this is the biggest contract you've been on at Rangers, because Baz is giving him stick. He's like, yeah, I probably wouldn't have got out of bed for 40 grand a week at one point.
I love shouts like that.
He was, but that
Did you
day
go
in
on there,
training,
mate?
yeah, that day in training when everything happened, it was mad, wasn't it, when you were in him? It was,
It was mad.
What
that was because of me.
I know, I remember.
How, why was it because of you?
What day?
Joey was kicking
Joey
him.
topped me because I was trying to meg him and all that. And he shouted, because it was after the Old Firm, so training was, he was fuming he weren't playing. You know when like lads are,
Yeah.
poisonous is the wrong word, isn't it? But you're trying to get one over the guy because you want to play instead of him. And he shouted something like, Josh, don't let him do that to you, smash him back or something. And Joey's gone, all right, then me and you, like, for the rest of the session, let's have it or something like that, went it to you.
What were you and Barton?
And he
Yeah,
said,
'cause
no,
we're
it was something like, no, you smash me or something.
Yeah,
like, you
so-
smash me or
but it's something along those lines.
Something
All right, then me and you for the rest of this session, you smash me, or something along those lines anyway, because he was trying to top me all the time.
Right.
And Warburton ended up, these two are having it like during the training session, and Warburton's ended up stopping
But
it.
see, to be fair, what I will say is, right, like, after that with me and Joey, like, it was nothing, it wasn't
Mate,
bad.
as soon as training
But we're, like,
finishes,
smashing each other, but like proper, no like volleying each other
Yeah,
off the ball.
but
It
as
was
soon as
like
training
going
finished-
in for tackles properly and that.
as soon as
amazing,
training
innit?
finished,
It was an unbelievable session,
Yeah.
mate.
Yeah,
It's just
you
been
want
beat
to,
5-1,
like,
I've said
yeah.
it
as soon as
before.
training finished, Joey wouldn't like have disrespect for him. He'd like, do you want to go for a coffee, Andy? But anyway,
Yeah.
the Warbs stopped the session, didn't he?
One of the tackles I like stopped
And
it.
Joey was chewing. He was like, if we're going to train, he's mad, isn't he? We're going to train for him properly. Let's keep training. And he stopped it, didn't he?
No, I remember Joey saying, like, you've just stopped training it and it's the best training session we've
Yeah.
had in weeks or something. It's something along the lines.
I agree with him.
But he stopped it and finished the session. And then it was, to be fair, you said what was on about Rangers last year, because you beat Celtic, didn't you? I went there. And you or someone said, like, yeah, we were a better team last year or something when you was having it with Joey.
Because it's like, I can't remember.
It was something along those lines. And
Aye.
him and Joey started having a bust up. And then training ended. And then you
He
seen Joey.
said something, it was something like, you're still living off last year or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
like that. And I think I said something like, because we were better last
Yeah.
year. And like, and then that, but it was like a good way, it generally was. It
Yeah.
wasn't like a fucking.
But then after, you never
then
seen
it
Joey again.
Aye.
That was it.
Never
Last
seen him
session.
again. Never,
I was on the phone to Joey for about 3 hours that night,
Right.
honestly.
never seen him ever again.
And what was he saying to you?
We were just kind of going off the fact that we were saying, like, mate, like, I feel like everybody needed that. Like, it was a proper good session.
Yeah.
But then I think, like,
He's tried
I think
topping
he
it.
said it himself. It wasn't more so what happened in the pitch. I think he, like, when he went into the office with Wobbs and Davey, I think he was like, they were
Yeah.
proper giving it each
He,
other.
he was
proper
also a proud geezer as well. We just got battered off Celtic after he probably had a bit of embarrassment because we'd lost that game as well, and he'd obviously give it large and whatever. But
That was him done after that was.
we never saw him
No trend again.
Wow.
Never saw
Was
him.
it? Did you think Warburton was good?
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
played good football under Warburton, yeah.
Yeah, they weren't like as detailed. It was there weren't as many solutions. There was a clear way of playing, but not a way of doing it. If that makes sense.
Right.
But it was good.
Do you think if he get back better, he could have actually done really well?
I think so, aye.
He's working at Jacksonville now, isn't he?
Aye.
Who's Warburton, is he? Huh? Clever guy,
Jacksonville,
isn't he?
aye.
He worked in the city, didn't he?
Yeah, but it was good. That was a good like upbringing for me coming up here as a 21-year-old. I had like him, Kenny, Joey, Waldo. They basically showed me how I should live and train and play.
Lee Wallace is good coaching at Hearts, isn't he? First team again.
I've heard he's brilliant.
Well,
I
he's
think
been
he'll be
good,
a
huh?
proper good coach if he wants to be.
He's the best captain I've played under.
Is he not? Huh? In terms of what?
Just literally don't talk nonsense, but when he does talk,
Nothing.
it's for a reason, yeah. Don't just be in the change room like, come on lads, make sure we're getting into them today.
Stick together!
Aye.
How underrated is a player or
What's
not?
a player?
So
Rolls
underrated.
Royce, mate, Lee Wallace. Rolls Royce. Where did you go for Pedro Caixinha? Where was your place this season?
I can
Crab
tell you.
Shack.
And
amazing.
Eusebio Dele.
Yeah.
He loved Eusebio Dele.
Did he, huh?
Loved
He
the
always
flat
paid
red.
for it.
So always. Mate,
We've literally got a spot there now, haven't we?
I don't want to go over your time, but the first time I went to his house, I got robbed in Glasgow and I had a big hole in my house, got smashed in everything.
What?
Yeah, so Niko let me go and stay at his house for 2 weeks. First day I went to his house, I'm 21, I'm drinking water, I've got the best attitude ever. He sat on his windowsill in his penthouse in Park Circus, his foot on the thing, record player playing, glass of wine and a fag.
Oh, hero, mate.
Loved
And
the
I said,
fag.
Hero.
and I said to him, what are you doing? And he was like, what do you mean? And I was like, are you allowed to do that? Like, I was only he was like, I had 6 months at Tottenham where I didn't drink, trained well, and I still had the same first touch. So I just carried on doing this.
I just carried on
Genius.
doing that.
It was
He
mad.
did love a fag.
What, when he asked him his dream meal? No, he's never been asked him.
I've last ever meal, last day on earth, mate. Start of main
This
dessert.
could be boring.
Could it?
You got a fucking,
This would be
what was a bad order
chicken
yesterday?
breast.
Mate, that's what you got yesterday, what was it, a bad order yesterday? You and Charlie,
No, I just got that focaccia bread thing.
with the chicken on it.
Yeah, I won't give it to my dog again. But I would
But they
have,
say you
mate,
say-
my order would be boring. Yeah, I would have, for starter, I would literally have like bread and like hummus and like oil and shit.
Olives?
No, not for me. I'd have double cheeseburger
From where?
every time.
Where's the best double cheeseburger you've had?
In and out.
I don't know. Just, yeah, something like that. Something like that.
Fries?
Chips, yeah.
What sauce?
Double cheeseburger, chips, ketchup, mayo,
Fucking starving he is.
like
Aye.
Oreo milkshake or something.
More right.
And I'd have apple crumble, chocolate cake, custard or something.
Apple crumble and chocolate cake.
No, something like that, chocolate cake, custard. Something similar.
But you drove your
Everyone
dog-
would have more or less the same thing, wouldn't
Aye,
That'd be some shite after that, mate. That'd be a shite in the penalty spot, wouldn't it?
they? Yeah.
I mean, what about your journey
Sheffield
with the
United.
dog for 10 hours?
Yeah, don't talk about that.
Sorry,
It's the worst trip ever.
You drove back for France?
Yeah, 14 hour.
Well, a dog.
Dogs,
How many?
2.
In the back of the motor?
You're in the front. You in the back.
She was
Well,
driving.
the dog drove the motorbike.
Yeah, she drove half. She drove half, I drove half.
Amazing. Jamie Murphy was on talking about the Florida trip. You remember that?
Yeah, it was incredible, wasn't
It
it?
was brilliant, aye.
When you got your bags back. I was the only player who got his suitcase. I was buzzing. They didn't get the luggage off the
Aye,
plane.
I told you that, didn't I?
What, you lost your bag?
I wore Graham Murty's copas for a week.
No, you've not told us that.
I must have.
That was you just come back from the,
Came back to
Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan, aye.
Were they massive?
Sticking a shite.
Massive, mate.
He just came
Honestly,
back from
Ironfield time.
Azerbaijan.
massive.
Was Murray a good player now? He was Reading, wasn't he? Remember him?
I know, but he was obviously the coach at the time, so every coach wore copas, and like loads of us never got a baggage.
I'd just signed a new deal that trip, so I was buzzing as well. We went to IMG Academy, weren't it? It was unbelievable.
Aye, facilities.
What's the moment where you need to get Murray's boots? Do you
So
got
basically,
Peeves
like there was like I don't know, like 5 or 6 maybe never got their luggage back. So it was like, boys, you got a spare pair of 9s and 10s, whatever. Like, aye. So I'm a size 8. Somehow nobody's an 8. I'm like, what? The game was like, I'm an 8.5. I was like, right, all right, fucking black copas. There you go. I was like, mate,
Can you go to his room and get them?
I was like,
Can you go to his room and get them? See that?
no,
handover?
he just brought them because we used to travel to the facility, and he's like, there you go, Sam, and trainers, mate, I'm putting his black copas on. Straight away, I'm like,
You feel
I'm going to
shite.
be star week, man. Honestly.
see, like perception though of Mertz, when he took over, he brought in a good system. We went quite detailed coaching. He was good.
Right.
We won nearly every single game, and then we played Celtic at home, lost 3-2 at home to 10 men, and it half done us. But he did a good.
coach.
Yeah,
Did you like him,
He did a
Josh,
good job, mate. Yeah, I like anyone who plays me every game, mate. Genuinely, I'm not bothered. I just want to play football.
I know, but you like the detail in that you're saying.
Yeah, but if I'm starting every week, I'm not going to hammer the gaffer, am I? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that, how good were the games we played over there?
Unbelievable.
So good.
But how we came back and we won. I scored
You
like
got beat for SpongeBob and Homer Simpson.
mate.
No, we played Corinthians
Yeah,
and
I
Sao
scored-
Paulo and beat the two of them.
I scored 1 goal from the start of that season to Christmas, and I scored 17 from Christmas onwards.
After that trip.
Yeah.
What was the difference? The trip?
The formation and the team. Yeah. No Pedro. No Pedro was the difference.
Oh really? Right.
Yeah.
So did he move your position, Murray?
Yeah, he played me as a 10. Yeah, I played left wing for
You
Pedro.
scored a couple of hat-tricks, didn't you? Remember that?
Yeah, back-to-back weeks.
What's your favourite? Couple of your favourite Rangers goals?
The Celtic one, but then we got beat, so it was half bit. I remember.
Is that the one you get the text that you're starting? Because it was
No.
That was a 3-2.
That was when That was when I was like embedded in the team. I just used to run at you after all the goals. Remember when I used to score
was that the 3-2 game you scored?
Yeah. But I scored a hat-trick at Hamilton. Remember, I just...
Fraser, bro.
Yeah, that was just like a shitty cup game though. And it was good. It was good end to that season. I don't think we was as far behind as everyone thought.
So you got 18 goals in the league?
I got 14 in the league, I think 18 overall.
Did you go on with Cummings, mate, at Rangers?
Yeah, it was so funny, mate. He didn't really get a game, but he was hilarious. We played Fraser away, and he said, "If I don't score against these tonight, I'm retiring." and we got a penalty, mate, and he was begging me. He was going, "Please let me take this, mate. Otherwise, I've got to retire after this."
Did he take it?
No, I took it.
Did he score that?
Yeah, well, I got a hat trick. Yeah, so he was never taking it.
Did Cummings not play that much for Rangers?
No, he didn't start many games. Nah.
What is his pattern? Is it what sort of pattern has he got? Is it big time shouts?
I've not spoke to him in months, and he sent me a voice note on Friday when he seen I was in Edinburgh on my in Surrey, and I said, "Oh, I need a curry house. Is there a curry house around here?" He goes, "You don't have to ask anyone better, mate. I'm like the Beatles in India."
What a hero!
What a boy!
He was funny.
Who's funnier, Cummings or Cal?
Cal.
Where did you play with Cal?
Twice.
Where at Aki?
Aki, yeah. And
any good Cal stories?
I've just got loads of videos of him on my phone, mate. He's just naturally a funny
mate. You sent me a video once. I had it on my phone for years, and I'm not going it anymore. And it was literally Cal standing in the middle of the ass, swinging his. No, it was the one where he was telling him all how he's away in the summer because he's miles better. And he's like, "I've scored this amount of goals." Listen, you've been good lads and that. He
was in the change room. He was in the change room, just swinging his car keys about.
That was it.
He was going, "I'll go home after training. Probably have 5-6 letters through the door. League One clubs, champ clubs, you name it, I'll have them." He was,
mate, the full video I had on my phone.
He was going, "Come to Aki, worst club in the Football League. 12 goals in 12 games.
What a guy, man.
Oh, what a hero, a guy.
He's a good lad.
Let's ask about the Tav argument then, because you obviously played with him. Where do you stand on the criticism he gets for Rangers fans?
I don't agree with it, obviously. If you just got to look at, I think this country's got a problem in general. You look at what people are no good at instead of what they are good at, and he scores and sets up so many goals. If the other players were playing at the performance level he was playing at, they would have got a lot closer to Celtic.
See, when you're talking about Kent and that, is Tav at that level?
Different. Different. Like Ryan Kent can do stuff that I could never do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like just take it by five, 6 guys. Whereas like Tav's more like delivery and up and down. Like. So it's like, it's not as impressive as a player, is it? When you see a player that's that sharp, that can just dribble by people, it's like, what the fuck?
And he's so robust, and he's out there every week. He's obviously going to come under more criticism because he plays a lot more than anybody else as well. You can't be the best player in every game.
He's never injured, is he? Never injured.
You can't be the best player in every game.
Surely he's at the stage now at the end of the season, he's like, I've had enough.
I thought that a couple of years ago. I was thinking, why are you still doing it? Go play for someone who respects you.
Really, huh?
Well, he gets hammered for no reason. They lose a game and it's his fault. If they lose a game and someone doesn't speak, where's the captain? Like,
I think has he got a year left, is that right? And it's his testimonial year as well.
Right, he'll stay.
He will stay because he's the best right back in the league.
See, when we used ever around him when he was getting criticised, did you ever see it affect him like on the Monday? Or
he weren't the captain when we were there, so he didn't have the pressure he's got now.
Right.
That's one thing I'd say about Tab, mate, is that it doesn't affect him at all.
Does it not?
Even mistakes in games don't affect him.
But when we were there, he weren't the captain, was he? So he was.
Well,
no, he was when Gerrard came in. He got the captaincy, but when he wasn't like now, he's obviously the main man in the group, and he weren't that when we was there.
Did Gerrard proper love him?
He named him captain as soon as he came in. Yeah.
Well, why do you think he named him captain? What do you think it was? That
Obviously Lee Wallace was kind of done. Like he wanted to leave, and at that point in time, like it was right at the start of pre-season almost. So.
He just pulled a meeting and said...
I think he knew he was going to play every game. He was obviously reliable. He was one of the
better players.
Good personalities, one of the better players, and I just gave him it. I think at that point
I met Gerrard in Dubai before he got the job.
You met Gerrard before you got the Rangers job?
In Dubai, yeah. He asked to meet me in Dubai when we was both on holiday.
How does that come about? Who tells you that Steven Gerrard wants to meet you?
So someone texted me saying, "This is Steven Gerrard. can I meet you for a coffee? And I thought, I was with Wes Fodringham, I was like, there's no chance on earth. So I text my dad saying, because he knows people who know him, sent him the number. I was like, find out if this is the manager's number. And it was. So I had to go meet him for a coffee in Dubai.
And what did he send the meeting?
He was asking me...
a bit plus?
No, he basically said that me, Tav and someone else, he wants to build the team round. And what are the other lads like and all that? And I just didn't really say anything.
And Wes never got a text?
Yeah, he didn't like Wes, did he?
Well, he signed gigs pretty quick, didn't he?
I was Wes's first ever roommate at Swindon, mate.
He's a legend.
What a guy, you know.
What was,
sorry, mate.
No, you go.
No, you go.
I was just not going to ask about Tav, what he's like in the dressing room. Is he quite vocal in the dressing room? Say half time, full time, would he pull boys up?
But he's more like banter, isn't he?
Not
He's not
like
like,
mad,
he's not like a leader, like a typical leader.
What?
Like Waldo and Kenny and you would be like that sort of, everyone's got different leadership skills. I mean, Tav's not like the guy to stand up and give a motivational speech.
Because Rangers fans always say that, didn't he? He's no a proper
I just always say, I think he's one that like sets an example in how he trains, I suppose. Like he's there every day, trains well, plays well.
And produces big moments.
Criticism doesn't affect him. Like, for me, that's...
Produces big moments.
You talk about what's it like, for me, that's it. See if you can handle making mistakes and try to do the right things over and over again.
But I think that's in football where people get mistakes. Like, football is about moments. It's not about being the best player over 90 minutes. If you can produce a moment in a game, that makes your team score.
We've said this before. I mean, see if you watch Bruno Fernandes at Man U, like for me, he's the best. He's the ball away about 40 times in the game. But he's 2 assists and a goal. Do you know what I mean?
Amazing.
It's like, for me, that's...
Right, another guy that's a similar, James Forrest. I mean, if anyone was to sum James Forrest, that was the fact that he scored that goal in the 96th minute.
That was incredible, wasn't it? That was unbelievable. I remember do you remember his first goal when he first came on and lobbed John Ruddy? Do you remember that all the years ago? To fight now 16 seasons on, scoring in the last minute. And then the best thing for me, I got quite emotional in the motor coming up to your game, the reaction for the crowd.
Couldn't have worked out better for him, could it?
Oh, amazing.
I don't think it'll be done again, that.
Has he got another year?
He's got another year,
Oh, I thought it was his last game.
No, he's still got
another year, aye.
Mate, the fans' reaction was amazing, wasn't it?
Incredible.
Because he has been criticised. He's similar to Tav, I think. I feel like James's had a lot of criticism for Celtic fans.
Throughout the years, I've never properly, I would say the taking team, I loved him. But I think the last maybe 2 years, they really have, and they've understood how good a player he is, and to see the reaction at it, and then the big tifo him as well, just amazing.
I think
really
the fact as well, it was an equaliser against St Mirren. Do you know what I mean?
Fans
that didn't even matter.
Yeah,
it was just him scoring and like the reaction that he got. But it's
would have been nice
I genuinely don't think that will get done again. I think 16 consecutive seasons. It's so hard to stay at a club as big as that.
Aye.
To come through the academy is hard enough to obviously get a game for Celtic.
He's a one-off in general.
His mentality's incredible, mate.
Aye,
even when he was a young kid, mate, he was just so never
to
too high, never too low. He was just always that same way, mate.
Humble as well. So
it has to be though, doesn't it? If he's still playing Celtic now after all these years, you can't even question his mentality.
And I can't ever think. I was thinking this yesterday. I can't ever think of a period in his Celtic career where his standards have dropped.
Well, even when he was at the team, mate, he came back in and he was
incredible.
Flying. He basically won Celtic League last year, didn't he?
Well, I do think there's a genuine argument that he should start the final.
100%.
So it's like
he start for me, Andy.
So like, that alone just shows you that he's still important in it because
total one-off. Never get.
How are you going to get a squad player at this point in the career to replace him as good as him without spending money and get a player who's happy to do it?
Do you know what he's so underrated? He's finishing, mate.
But
always been a great finisher.
The keeper let him score at the weekend.
The goalie's
the keeper's fucking.
He's definitely at it.
I genuinely think there's a statue should be built to him now. We're talking about the most
statue like
that. Statue. What is this statue?
No, Josh. I know, but the word legend and statue gets thrown about.
The word legend and statue gets thrown about.
No, so sorry. Let me word that. The word legend gets thrown about too much.
All right, I said the word statue gets thrown about too much.
People saying he should have a statue gets thrown about far too much. This guy is just a one-half, a legend, and I think the groundwork should be now that they're building a statue for him.
Would you ever want a statue, genuinely?
Aye. Fucking right, I would.
Where would you stick it?
Where's it gone?
And he's got
beside Jockstein, outside the stadium.
Just next to each other?
Just beside each other. Yeah, 100, but he's the most decorated ever.
Would you want a statue, genuine question?
Oh, I'd love that, mate.
Would you?
Love it, mate.
Oh, I am.
DK. Outside DK. Who are you, man? Will he start in the final? Would you start him as your
Go to start.
I don't think he will start, to be honest, but I think I think there's a right argument he should.
Dan Maida.
I think that's what it'll be, aye.
I think he's got to start. I was surprised he never started on Saturday at the weekend, especially the game it was. But if Rodgers wanted to get the team ready for the cup final, then that's fair enough. But he wasn't good at the weekend, and I think Maida should go up top, Forrest out wide.
Do you think, like, I know we're clutching here, right? But do you think the game, is a worry going into the final or no? You think it's just an end of season?
I think it'll be a doon.
I think it'll be a doon, Andy, and I think that maybe a potential worry with maybe Hatate coming out and teams sitting, maybe Celtic will struggle, but Aberdeen are all over the place.
Bernardo and McKeown.
Bernardo started to be...
With McGregor.
Who would you play?
Bernardo.
Engels and...
McGregor and
Engels, aye.
There is it. I think if Thielen starts badly next season, mate, he'll be away early doors.
So do I.
I mean, some of their performances and results this season.
And then that game there in midweek there.
so well as well.
I know.
The game midweek there when Celtic beat them, that was Celtic's a B team almost, the players that haven't been playing.
And to win that comfortably, mate.
I know.
It's...
And Forrest terrorised Shinnie, so I don't know what he'll do there. Will he maybe bring Nicky back in, play him right, play the boy, what's his name?
Jensen.
They'll maybe put him left back because he can play there, and maybe put Shinnie in the middle. Because you can't leave Shinnie 1v1 with Forrest if he goes with that or Kuhn.
The fact that United finished above them is incredible, isn't it, after Aberdeen start?
Aye.
Somebody said to me Aberdeen got more points in the first 10 games than they did the rest of the season.
Aye.
Wow.
Well, they got about 30, didn't they? They won every game, didn't they?
Aye, was it 11 wins in a row or something like that?
I mean,
You're genuinely people are saying like they'll finish second.
They spent dough as well. You did really worry.
Well, they went to Celtic Park, didn't they, and drew, and everyone was like, "These could win the league."
Aye,
at one point.
That was probably us.
I said they've nailed on second. It's the top they need to be looking at now.
That's right.
Fucking hell. Another bad take.
Oh, what a year it's been, mate.
But I'm with you. I think it could be a doing, and I never say that, but I just think Celtic have battered Aberdeen the last 3 games. Remember, see that I say this all the time. Like, remember the Celtic Park game where Celtic weren't even great and won 5-0.
5-0. Aberdeen, right. You said Aberdeen actually done all right, didn't that game?
Right, that game.
Right.
And you lose 5, and it's like you're going to play them at Hampden when you've already been beat 6 off them.
The thing is, though, with Aberdeen, they have got good players, as in Keskin and Morris. They're really quick. Them. They could be dangerous from the counter attacking, but just
why were they not dangerous the last 6 games?
I don't know, but is it the way he's maybe setting them up as a?
But this is what I said in the Cummings room. This guy was meant to be a genius at sitting in, being hard to beat and hitting on the counter attack.
Don't see it at all.
When they go, they absolutely go, don't they?
Nah, well, they've obviously not been great for that.
They've obviously got a big lack of belief at the minute as well. Because you know what it's like as a player. If you get beat 3 games in a row, you think you're the worst player in the world. That's up to your manager then to,
especially 5-5-6.
Yeah. It could be naughty. What about MacKenzie getting hit in the head by...
Shocking.
Shocking.
Disgusting.
What's wrong with people, man?
It is poor.
It's just...
why?
I feel like it happens so many times in Scottish football as well, and I know it sounds like pure cliche and stupid, but it almost... you feel as if it needs to take something like that where it's that bad that something gets done about it, because, like, chucking a seat, mate. Like, you see me see the video, it absolutely scuds him in the face. Mate. There's about 8,000 Dundee United fans. The guy throws it, hits somebody for Dundee United and it hits his own player.
No.
Like, honestly, mate, it's just pure idiotic. But
you've ever had anything thrown at you?
Aye, loads, aye.
Bag of chips at Easter Road.
A bag of chips?
Yeah.
Do you know?
No.
Who from? Rangers fans or Hibs
fans?
But when you play for Rangers?
Went to pick up the ball, take a throw in.
Right off your nut?
Scudded a bag of chips off the side of my head, man.
I remember Tav got
same game.
Was it the same game?
Started on the guy. Tav started on him, remember?
But that's the thing, it's been loads of clubs this year. We've seen it. Say, Sinisalo,
it's just stupid, isn't it?
Rangers Celtic game.
Yeah.
Who was the other one?
Was Engels one, no?
Engels, aye.
When he used to get stuff chucked at him all the time, wasn't it?
It's just not that serious, is it?
The guy down on the pitch, that's right. Lenham's at the game Saturday. Lenham's at the Bonnie game. His boy obviously plays there. John Hartson was there. What a guy.
Talking to Hartson, weren't you?
Great guy. Need to say 2 teams that have been incredible this year, St Mirren and Dundee United. Great seasons for the 2 of them.
He's linked with Huddersfield.
St Mirren have been unbelievable in the split. Like,
are they hard, Andy? Are they hard to play against?
Aye, really hard. I think very, very similar in the Kilmarnock mode, where it's like they're very, very well organised off the ball. Like, they're very athletic. They're big, strong, powerful, physical, and obviously they've just done so well over the last couple of months. And then obviously to go unbeaten in the split, mate.
Why you talk about Aberdeen and St Mirren? Like, look at St Mirren are always so much better against like Celtic than Aberdeen. That comes down to the setup to the manager, doesn't it?
Why do you think it's so hard for us? Because I've not been in Scotland for ages. Like, for a team that's not Celtic Rangers to have a possession-based. Why do you think it's so hard for people to implement that at those clubs and win?
I think a lot of it is, for me personally, it is just
pitches, players.
Well, no. I think a lot of it is the coaches don't want to play that way because they feel as if it's not their best chance to get results.
Yeah, but it's never that way. Like, no one in Scotland ever comes with that clear. Like you never see a Motherwell team go to Rangers and pop the life out of them. Do you really?
But this guy's different. Mate. He has a wee bit, isn't he?
No, but like rarely. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I get you.
In England, you would get like you'd get Man U going to Brighton and get obviously it's different level. I get that, but like you don't really see that in Scotland.
We speak about this all the time, mate. The last probably 2 managers that have done it in my lifetime have been Tony Mowbray at Hibs, proper dominated the ball, end up finishing third, and like John Hughes at Inverness.
But do you think it's like
they're only 2 that in my outside the Celtic Rangers that have been their main focus is to dominate the ball.
Do you think it's like an inferior like a manager would think I can't go to Ibrox and
I think so, mate.
Dominate the ball against Rangers? Do you reckon that's what it is?
Yeah,
no, but they don't date via any other teams. Like if they go,
I know even Celtic, just against teams in general.
Don't really play like that, do they?
I feel like a lot of the teams play to the opposition rather than play themselves. Like, Motherwell are good at this, so we'll do this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Can you think of any other managers that's been their sort of style is to dominate?
I think Stevie Hamill kind of tried to date at Motherwell. I don't think it was pure possession based, but I think he tried to play a more attractive brand of football and obviously didn't work, lost his job.
The guy at St Mirren's linked with Huddersfield heavily, Stephen Robinson.
Listen, he's done a brilliant job. Yeah, he's done a brilliant job. Two top sixes in a row. So wait, is that 3 in a row? Maybe 3 in a row was at Murn. Obviously getting him European football. He's done a brilliant job. He very much, for me, he recruits well to his style. Like they've got so many like big powerful players.
Scottish boys are so different as well. Like if you don't give a Scottish guy a player up here Wednesday, Sunday off, they're not happy, are they?
Nah, I think that's changed now.
Changing,
Do you think?
I do think it has changed.
I do think that's changed.
You're in every day, you said?
We never have a day off, mate.
Never?
Do you like that?
I love football, mate. I'll go in every day. But there is a time where we could get a good win and he'll say, see you Tuesday, like on the rare, and it's unbelievable. Do you know what I mean? Like, because it's not rare. It's not common, sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah, even days off for analysis.
Is that right? Wow. I think most teams are going that way as well, aren't they? Everyone that I speak to, teams are in a lot more than what they used to be, I think.
After a defeat, it's tough sometimes.
Our manager came straight in and changed Fridays to 3 o'clock training. Now, do I like it? No, but you just do it, don't you?
Because that's his way.
You go, mate.
Traffic's class.
Getting home at 8 o'clock at night on a Friday.
Just quickly, who's going to do it? Livy going to do it, mate?
I've said it early on. Livy will do it.
Spoke to Davey?
A few messages shared. Not too much about the games or that, just in personal stuff. But
if you were going to give him a wee bit of advice on Ross County, what would you say?
You've got many.
I'd say the bottom of the league for a reason, Davey boy. Go
second bottom, mate. Sorry to kill you.
Yeah, but they're having a nightmare, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
For a reason.
They're struggling.
And there's a confident team against a not confident team, so.
And they've already beat them this season. Don't forget that.
So this is
That's what
I'm the Livy Lions, man.
Who's going Livy as well? I think Ross County will win.
Do you?
I'd love Livy to do it. For Davey.
I'm going to go
It's
Livy.
a bad rule, by the way. Real bad rule.
Yeah?
How bad's that like the way it happens?
The playoff structure.
In fact, no, I'm going to go Livy.
How can you get a chance
How
to
you
stay up?
changed in 30 seconds?
Drunk. Still drunk.
You play a quarter, a semi and a final.
It's the worst rule ever.
Did you see what's happening in the French?
See my last 4 weeks? Fucking turmoil, mate, with these playoffs. It takes it out of you, mate.
I've never seen you so nervous, mate, in my life. As in just thinking about it all the time.
Good playoffs, aren't they?
Brutal, mate. Brutal. Last week, bit, I seen Fletch during the week. We spoke about him. What a career, 38. Think he'll play again?
Aye.
Yeah. If you're a Scottish team, would you take him on the road?
I would take him, but I think he will retire now. Just off the basis he was going to retire last year, and then Wrexham obviously signed him on for a year, and he says he fell back again, like you said, he fell back in love with football, so maybe he wants to go again, but
you'll soon fall out of love with it when it comes to
Yeah, mate. Stop talking Scottish football.
He's some player, some career.
I think most teams would still take Fletch now.
100%.
I love playing with Fletch.
Was he brilliant? Best in the air of all time.
He's one of the players I've been most surprised with when I played with him.
About how good he was?
Yeah, because I just thought he was a target man before I went there.
Touch.
Honestly, that's what I thought though. His touch technique, unbelievable.
And a great guy, isn't he?
Yeah,
would he come
one
on?
of the best. He's been on, isn't he? He'll come on, definitely.
Next week?
I'm going to try and get Si Money for next week, but if not, then
get a tournament.
We'll get Fletch. But what's the connection there?
Can't know.
Dundee Derby.
Dundee Derby, yeah.
Good shout,
Not bad, Andy boy. What's been your highlights and lows of the season? That's the last game, obviously, in the league. Any highs, lows?
You've had a good season, haven't you?
Right.
He's been really good, hasn't he?
Open goal highs and lows.
Andy, every game, mate, well done.
Thank you.
Hey, there's
incredible, mate, that.
He's played every game. Do you go in the gym?
Nah.
Brilliant, Andy boy.
He definitely don't go in the gym if
I know, but Bayern Munich players are not going to the gym all the time, mate. Look at him.
Yeah, but he's playing every game, mate, every week.
What do you think?
I would do a bit of leg stuff, but I wouldn't do any.
But they're monsters, mate. It doesn't help. That helps him.
I reckon they just do core, to be honest.
They just do core.
That's what I reckon.
We have core every morning.
I don't reckon
So
they do.
that's-
Seen the
suppose
difference
that's
between
jump.
I think
Gretzky?
strength training gets you injured, mate.
Do you?
On and on how to do, yeah.
We should open goal
What
highs
about
and
Ronaldo
lows.
and that?
I argue with my sports
What
science.
about Ronaldo?
What about
He's a
Messi?
freak.
Yeah, it's Andy boy. I can get you.
He's a one-off freak.
What highs and lows? Open goal highs and lows this season.
Owen Coyle.
I'm going Lewis Stevenson or Owen Coyle for my high.
I love Craig.
Lewis Stevenson was brilliant, wasn't he?
Lewis Stevenson's a hero.
He was funny.
Mate, he texted Craig Levine again yesterday.
I never text him.
You did.
Charlie
Read it out.
texted him.
Charlie
You tell
So we
him.
were telling Charlie about the Craig Levine text. He was in tears, mate. And he went, go and you text him from my phone. What is it he text?
No, I can't remember that.
Read that. You've got it on your phones there.
No, but it's not here, do you know if it's a good...
Go highs and lows. Well, he's getting
Highs
it.
and lows. I loved Craig Levine. I loved Davy Martindale at Livingston. I thought that was
brilliant.
hilarious. The Effie Ambrose stories were incredible.
Low.
Low.
We
What does it say? Read it out, Andy.
Can you fire a voice note through of you letting one rip? Craig Levine's text back saying, no. And then, missing the taste of your arse cheeks, how do we fix this? He's read it and not replied again.
What was Charlie's yesterday?
Charlie messaged him yesterday.
Yeah, sorry about that. It was for Avril Lavigne.
You're sorry, that was for Avril Lavigne.
That's 25 seconds.
Jesus, man.
Sensational, man.
I'd love to see Lavigne read that.
Imagine him sitting here.
What's he talking about?
Your phone's beeping, Greg. Just read it out. Imagine that. He's like,
It's Avril Lavigne.
Oh, no, man.
Fuck's sake.
Paul, highs and lows.
My highs and lows of the podcast.
he's been brilliant.
He's been awesome, aye.
Brilliant guest.
He talked pish.
My highs and lows. I think meeting Big McBurney, I thought I loved that. Las Palmas, probably my favourite.
That was a good vlog, that
Las
one.
Palmas was brilliant.
You drop it a wee exclusive, maybe? What about that?
Potential.
Potentially.
Obviously. Okay, I'm knackered.
What's this?
Serie A, obviously, did you see last night what happened?
Yeah.
2 draws.
Napoli are drawn, Inter are winning. That means Inter then go tap going into the last game. Lazio get a penalty in the last minute, score. So 2 teams drew last night, Napoli and Inter. So now Napoli are tap league into the last game next week at home.
And where could wee Slaney boy potentially be going next
Well,
week?
potential looking into it at the moment.
Napoli.
It's obviously hard with the whole fucking world will want to be there next week, want the media. People will be desperate to go to the home game, so we need to do a wee bit of dirty work to get there. So
What would you do if Sam North was on the city, Biffy's were vlogging that same game?
wow. Don't know it. He's nice to Sam North. I don't want to. I feel he's a nice wee guy, isn't he?
What's your low of the year?
My low of the year, I had a breakdown about 2 weeks after the last Palmas vlog, remember? And I just,
Breakdown after every vlog.
every
See him
vlog.
after a vlog, mate. Holy fuck, God, shut up.
He messaged me 47 minutes after the St. Pauli one came out. It's only on 2,000 views. I fucked that. I'm retired from go. But
Honestly,
but what a
mate.
start of the season we had with Ryan Jackson was brilliant.
He
remember?
was good.
The last bit.
fucking hell, I forgot that was this year.
I just got to ask you, Barry Bannon's he going to play again?
He's got another year, I think, yeah.
What a legend, mate. What age is he now?
35?
35? No, Baz is older than that. I'm 37, 36.
Right, 35.
Good
So
point.
Baz is around
Can I ask you one question here? PSG have went to the league and said we want playoffs next season.
Tony Docherty's getting the job, isn't
He's been spotted, isn't he? Or
he? PSG, yeah.
Owen Coyle, mate. His playoff record.
Coyle,
Did you like the idea of that, Andy? So PSG themselves are obviously run away with the league every year. They went to the league and
They
said,
basically want a basketball setup, don't they?
aye, they want playoffs, so the team that wins the league
So you
will
can win the
obviously
league and
want
not
to
win
go
the
to
league.
playoffs after it.
Why would they want it when they're the ones that win the
I
league?
think it's just that easy.
Well,
It's
so there's
no
no
good for
point in being
TV or
top.
that.
No, there's no point. Anything else you want to ask him before we go? What time's your flight, sorry?
No, I'm getting picked up.
What time?
1 o'clock.
Right, you're buying lunch. 40 minutes.
He's been
No,
amazing.
we still get the community
Oh, we've
question.
got a Q&A
So
question.
further questions will be on the live that you need to see because we dig in deeper, didn't
Josh
Okay,
Winder.
Did you not want to do me 1 to 11?
We're doing that after this. Josh Winder.
we? Josh, brilliant, mate.